Welcome back to your favorite show, Compas on the Beat. We are the four Compas. We have a jam-packed episode today. In this episode, we'll have a very special guest. We had to move some things around and change some things with a cancellation, but Adrian Garcia Marquez will be joining us in the future, possibly in May when things slow down a little bit for him. You guys got to know, Adrian's all over the place. He's got MLS. He's got NBA. He's got baseball. He's got a bunch of different things going on. So we'll get him on. We'll get him on in May or June. We'll see what he thinks is best. But we called in somebody to come in last minute, and they said, I got you guys. So we will talk to them about a possible Chargers and Keenan Allen reunion. NFL owners meetings. Guys, a lot of stuff happened down in Palm Beach. So we got to talk about what happened in Palm Beach. I will not say the name of the person that's joining us because that's a surprise for Dan. And we also have a segment on the NFL, a team or player with the biggest itch for redemption in 2025. Dan should be interesting. I'm interested to see what he says. Plus, we get you closer to WrestleMania. You know the Compas got you covered with everything. So make sure you guys tune in if we have time. Burial of the Weekend, una más. But yeah, let's strap in, get ready to go. Thank you guys all for joining us. We are ready. So let's go with the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So where's Compas?
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on, Gilbert. Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. Chad Johnson just tweeted out a couple hours ago that he's in San Diego, and I'm like, whoa, didn't hit my line. What's going on? So, but thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm going to get the guys in here because our special guest is going to be joining us momentarily, and that is a surprise for Dan. So let us get the guys in here. Vic, how are you doing today? Vic, you're on mute, I believe.
My bad.
You're good.
Look over here trying to produce and talk at the same time.
I'm doing. You are the backbone of this place.
Yeah. No, doing good. I had two things for you from that intro. I know we're short on time here, so I want to make sure I get this in. The intro. Two of the people in that intro are fighting each other in May. I just realized that Rolly Romero and Garcia. And then as you mentioned, Chad Johnson, he put out a tweet. I responded to it. He wanted to know who the two receivers compared to in terms of baseball to Fernando Tatis Jr. and Ellie De La Cruz.
Did you put Tatis Jr. because allegedly of all the...
I put Tyreek Hill with Tatis. Yeah, no, because of the off the field stuff.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a little bit of everything, but
yes.
Allegedly. All right, let us get a person in here who is essentially the star of the show. I mean, let's just be honest. He carries us. He on his back. Let's get him in here.
I love that. I love the sound of that glass breaking every single time. Oh, yes. Yes. Don't even waste any time. There he is. There he is.
Eric, I did not tell Dan.
Williams.
I did not tell him that you were going to be on the show. I told him it was a special guest that he's like, is it somebody I can vibe with? Is it somebody that I could go back and forth with? I'm like, of course, I wouldn't bring you anybody if they can't handle Dan. Exactly. If they can't handle Dan, they can't come into the dojo. So
I'm wearing your shirt. They're your favorite shirt. I got my journalism shirt. I'm ready to go.
Appropriate.
Eric, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you doing, Eric?
Yeah, we got you now. Yeah.
How have you
I'm
been?
doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm excellent, dude. I'm alive. It's a Wednesday. Hump day. And then I'm on here with Eric.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hyped about having Eric on here.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to go, Eric.
Our Fox Sports Insider. Some interesting stuff happening over there, but we're not going to get into it. But
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Dan, let us get right into it. Dan, why don't you had the first question to Eric.
by the way, Eric, I'm so confused. I don't understand what the state of the sport is in when you have a bunch of soft ass owners complaining because one team can run a play very effectively on 4th and short or 3rd and 1. Like, what are your thoughts? Why is everybody so hot and bothered about trying to get rid of the tush push? I don't understand it. My whole thing is, hey, how about you stop them on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down? Figure it out. It's unbelievable to me. Like, what are we doing? What are we
And
talking
who
about?
makes the tush push work? Is it the skill players?
No. It's the offensive line. You have a great running back, moonlighting as a quarterback, which awesome works. And he just gets that thing going. You know what I mean? So, but I just don't understand it, to be honest. I think it's stupid because it's like there's so many other things the league should change for the better. And they're like, oh no, let's get on this celebration. Let's get on the tush push, getting that out of here. So what are your thoughts on that, if you have any? Oh, and by the way, my bad to interrupt you. By the way, that coward over there in Green Bay, first one bringing it up. What's his big deal over there? Guy's not even making an NFC championship. I think he made one his first year, caught lightning in a bottle. All of a sudden, he's nowhere to be found. So what are we even talking about?
I think there's an interesting dynamic going on from kind of the McVay-Shanahan tree, because those seem like the people that are the most outspoken about it, and that it's kind of an ugly play, like it's not beautiful enough in terms of just
are they what the hell is he? Oh, I'll keep going. I'll think Michelangelo.
I think the other thing, is competitive balance. Has this play tilted the playing field so much that it gives the Eagles a way more competitive advantage over the rest of the league because of their ability to execute the play and the fact that they've put so much time and resources in making this play effective. And basically, 3rd and short, they're way more effective as a team than teams in the rest of the league because they've gotten so good at running this play. And so I think all those things are working into this. I definitely think there's some pettiness and jealousy in some of the teams, going after the Eagles because of this. And then I think all of this has kind of been amplified because the Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. So I think people are going to go at the Eagles like they went after the Patriots when the Patriots had their successful run, and people were kind of chipping at them in terms of different things that they were doing, Deflategate, Spygate,
not
the
real.
cheaters.
Didn't happen. Not real.
Okay, we could beg to differ on that. A lot of evidence. But anyway, I mean, I think it's, and again, it's the NFL offseason. It gives us something to talk about. We're talking about it today. We're talking about the NFL because of it. So I think it's kind of all that kind of rolled into one.
I can tell you why it's McVay and LaFleur are that tree. I can tell you right now, because they think they're just so much smarter than the way the game's played. They don't need guys inside. They just do doodads that get on the drawing board, and they do all these fancy things in the computers. It's not like that. I mean, I don't care what anyone tells me. You pull out a laptop, that's not gonna win you a game. I don't care what the stupid computer shoots out. Like, it's not real. What's gonna win you the game are the hogs up front. And I think really that's what people are pissed off about, that they haven't been able to manage a team as well as the Eagles, in the sense of, and here comes the, journalism side.
Okay.
No big deal. Moonlight. But
I mean, if we're being honest,
we're cutting me off. We're cutting me off. What's going on? I wasn't even done. I think people are just pissed that they haven't been able to manage a team as well as the Eagles, in the sense of this. Twofold. They have elite skill players in Saquon, Devontae. Oh my God, that would be. Oh wait, no, that would be pretty good. No, but it would be on the same team. But they haven't been able to manage a team like them, in the sense they have elite skill players. Whether we want to admit it or not. Devontae, AJ Brown, Saquon. I'll even throw in Jalen, good skill player. Throw over the football, some left to be desired. He does some good stuff, but it is what it is. And on the other side, whereas other teams that have to sacrifice offensive line play for that, they have great offensive line play. They've been able to either coach up guys, plug and play guys. Obviously, they have their cornerstones, right? And on the top of that, it's the same thing on defense. They've been able to manage that. And I think that's what people are so upset about. And it's like, I find it hilarious that we want to penalize basically a responsible franchise of doing the right thing and drafting good players who fit the system, developing while also signing, managing the numbers and the doodads and all that other stuff. And now they find a play that they're good at. And because it can't stop it, everybody wants to bitch about it. Like, I think to me, it's just silly. I don't care. The competitive thing, it's stupid. Like, figure it out. Torpedo them, send everybody over the top.
That's a baseball torpedo.
Well, I think the interesting thing is what happens moving forward, because it was tabled. Reportedly, it was a 16-16 tie. According to sources within the meeting room, the owners are going to meet again in May. And typically, what happens when something is tabled is they feel like they have enough support potentially for it to pass in the future. So, what kind of tweaks are they going to make to the wording and phrasing so that more people will agree to support this? Is that going to happen? What kind of concessions are they going to need to have?
That's what bothers me. This isn't the House of Congress. This isn't the Senate. What are we talking about? This is the best sport on the planet. No, it's bullshit is what it is.
When it comes to this stuff, it is.
Roger Goodell's your elected president.
He can kiss my ass. The referees are going to screw it up no matter what phrasing they make. So I don't even know what we're talking about.
It's good.
Like another, I don't know if you saw this rumor, but, I wouldn't doubt it. Did you see supposedly when I see rumor and I heard or any of that stuff, it's Twitter. Let's be real. I don't have sources.
Allegedly. The NFL's thinking about playing a game at the United Arab Emirates. Did you see that or hear anything about that or no?
I did see that. I think they allocated markets to all the different teams, and I can't remember who was allocated that market, but that's been thrown out there as a possibility that they would play in that market, which makes sense because there's so much money and wealth there.
Yeah, but that would be so crazy. My bad. I've held everyone hostage. I apologize.
No, I was gonna make would be so. It much. Sounds the way it sounded because Breer was on with Dan Patrick and with Colin Cowherd, and for both, he basically said Vrabel and Jim. He's like Jim Harbaugh was the loudest one. He's like even louder than the Eagles people. Like he's like, so what now? Like you guys are complaining about this. Okay, you guys don't want the quarterback pushed. I get that. What if I put two guards behind my guard and I shove the guard with those two guards, open up the hole, and then the quarterback goes right through there? And then what? Like, is that going to be allowed? What if I do that in that?
That's why it's stupid.
That's different scenarios. Stupid. I thought we were going to have an all-out brawl between the younglings and the older ones and see who.
Harbaugh will kick their ass. That little dweeb in Green Bay ain't got shit on Jim Harbaugh. I'll tell you that.
And he has a new heart.
Oh, he's ready to go, baby. He got a pacemaker or whatever. He's ready to roll.
But it's just, Eric, it is getting tiring because all you hear about is the tush push, and you've been hearing about it for the last few years. And it's like, well, what do you guys want to, like Tony Jefferson from the Chargers, he deleted the tweet, but he had tweeted out, we just got to learn how to stop it. We have to do something to be able to stop it. That's what I think. I don't know if something happened or where somebody told him or something happened where he just deleted it. But like, that's true. You have to just learn to try and beat it. I know the Chiefs were trying to do different things. They tried Chris Jones underneath the pile, kind of like when the guy takes a penalty or when they try and cross the ball in and he's underneath, just in case if they try and kick it underneath the defenders. But you have to find some way to beat it. That's the way I see it. I'm sure that's the way the one below me sees it.
100%.
But that's what most of the old heads think.
I think you're seeing
everybody's tried it. Even Green Bay has tried it. Everybody's tried it, and they haven't been able to be as effective as Philadelphia.
I think you're seeing the league react to it with the emphasis on signing defensive tackles and free agency and this crop of defensive linemen that are going to be available in the draft. I think we're going to get back to, guys like Gilbert Brown, Vince Wilfork, those true 330, 340 pound nose tackles that could kind of withstand the kind of pain you're gonna go through and trying to stop those third and short plays and actually having the heft inside there to be able to to hold up in those short yardage situations. We moved away from that. You're getting lighter linemen because we're throwing so much more. But now with the return and emphasis on the running game with Barkley and Henry and this tush push, maybe the reaction to that is going to be bigger defensive tackles like we saw in the 70s and 80s.
God, just like God intended.
And I could see the Chargers, like if Harbaugh said that, that means that. But I just don't know if they would run it with Justin, because most teams, like,
I don't want to do
Lamar
that.
doesn't do quarterback sneaks. Patrick doesn't
for
do
God's
quarterback
sake.
sneaks.
You could grab him like a spear and lawn dart his ass. He's so light. Like
But, like-
Jalen's got some, pushing for the
Jalen's
cushion.
like Jalen
yeah.
reminds me of what Darren Sproles was like. He was
he's
small,
yoked.
He
Yeah.
was huge, and
Yeah.
he has thick legs. But that's what
Jalen's a running back.
Yeah,
I know.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
what
Thank
I'm
you.
wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Like, are teams going to start doing that and try and go that route? Like, you see the Baltimore Ravens have Mark Andrews come into motion. He hikes it, and he's the one that takes the snap or stuff like that. Like, I feel like we're going to see different things like that. And hell, I could even see what team was it? Was it last year or the year before? They would have their backup quarterback come in, take the snap, and then do the quarterback sneak, and then they'd switch him out. So I could definitely see scenarios where teams are doing that. But
that was the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. They didn't want Kyler Murray doing it. Well,
No. Kyler Murray can't do it. His little short ass, how's he going to, maybe that's the advantage. He gets lost in the pile. Who knows why they did? Well, the problem is he runs with the football like this. He thinks he's Michael Vick. So who knows how he's going to QB sneak that thing.
My
bad. I know what I did. The hand signal.
Let me ask. Let me just, I wanted to say too, because I wanted to ask Eric this too. Are we going to get rid of the Big Fangio defense next? I mean, it seems like we're with this whole tush push thing. It's just like, are we going to outlaw his defense? And now, because to me, that's been part of the reason why teams haven't been able to score. You want more scoring, right? It seems like they're talking about a less of a problem. The other thing too that I wanted to ask you, Eric, was the whole thing with the language that is said on there. They said, well, we really can't stop it. That's why. And then now some of the young coaches that you brought up have been kind of, have been explaining as to why they want to ban it, right? Like Sean McVay and some of the other guys. One of the good points that I've heard on the other side was from Mark Schlereth, who's saying, well, if they're allowed to push their guy, are we allowed to push the guy on defense? So I think that's been the biggest point that I've heard from the other side is like, well, if you're allowing a running back to be able to push another player, shouldn't the linebacker be able to push another player into that pile as well? So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
No, I think that's a great point. I think currently, as the league rule stands, I think that's illegal. I don't think a defensive player can't push another defensive player. I think we see that in terms of field goal block and guys being able to kind of, push to create a lane so guys can jump through. And I don't believe that they can do that. And why can't they do that if you're going to allow the offensive players to do that? Because they have a significant advantage, obviously, in being able to assist, players. When I grew up, playing football back in leather helmets, you couldn't.
Oh, the glory!
You couldn't assist players. You couldn't push a player. That changed, I believe, in 1991. The rule changed, and obviously you can, and you see guys do it all the time. Pull other guys into the end zone or push them into the end zone. And so maybe that's the solve. Maybe that's the fix is to go back to not allowing other players to push players, and that the player himself has to advance himself. Forward.
What I saw was my bad, Fernando, to jump in.
Good.
What I saw was like a actual good rule change proposed by the Lions. I think was getting rid of the automatic first down penalties. Like that's a rule we need for the league. Of course, it didn't pass. You have all these goddamn lames on the field who just we just want to score more points. That's better games. Like it's a joke to me. Get football to what it needs to be. You want to fix football? Get it to the way God intended, because this horse manure I see on the field half the time, it pisses me off. Why do we care about the tush push more than automatic first down penalties? Like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So a 3rd and 30, we're going to make first down because of what's a stupid penalty for like 5 yards that's automatic first or whatever.
Illegal contact, Dan.
Illegal contact. Sorry. That's how he wins Super Bowls, apparently, if you're from Missouri. So I don't know. Maybe that's the reason.
So
And,
I'll push back a little bit on that. If I'm a defensive player and I get beat, all I'm going to do is grab the guy because I would rather just give up the 5 yards and give it. No, it's not fine.
Yeah, that is fine. That's
you're
strategy.
getting ready to you're getting housed for a 50.
Well, no, that'd be a 15-yard penalty. That'd be a 15-yard penalty.
Make
no,
it 15
it would
yards.
be 5 if I just tag him.
No,
yeah.
Listen. Yeah, listen. We fixed the penalty. Make it 15 then. Make it 10, whatever you want.
Okay.
But to make automatic first down penalties is mediocre offenses getting saved 100%.
No,
I would rather
it's
see
mediocre
a
defenders getting saved. So
No,
play
it's
better
not.
defense.
No, it's not. So a third and so let me again, biggest game of the year. All eyes are on there. We're gonna decide the we're gonna decide the Super Bowl because of a horse shit, ghost tug on his towel. Like, are we serious? Are we serious?
Play within the rules.
Oh, Bill Belichick did that. He was slaughtered. What are we talking about? He pushed it all the time. It's a joke, Eric. You know it's a joke. It's a joke. I would rather see.
You can't be a gunner out there. You gotta
make it a personal foul.
Then do his thing.
Make it a personal foul. Make it 15 yards if he tackles him when he's going to get housed. Yeah, but automatic first down penalties is a joke. It's a joke, especially the way they call it. Roughing the passers next. That's what needs to get fixed, in my opinion.
Oh,
it's
speaking
a
of
joke.
that, Dan, speaking of that, there was a new rule, so I'm going to jump to this rule. The NFL passed a rule that flags like hits on the defensive player, grabbing the face mask, horse collar, tripping, running in, or roughing the
horse
kicker
shit rule
can be reviewed. This proposal comes with a catch, however. Those penalties can only be reviewed if officials throw a flag on the play. Right. If a coach believes the flag was not warranted, he can challenge and potentially have the play overturned. In cases where no flag is thrown by an official on a play, coaches will not be eligible to challenge. If an official misses a penalty, a coach cannot use replay to change the situation. Eric, what did you think about that?
I think it's a step in the right direction, having, watched the UFL for the last couple of years and covering that league. I like the fact that, officials can weigh in, on the fly. You hear what the ruling is. So there's better transparency in terms of, what the call is and why they're making the call or why they're picking up the flag or why they're assessing the penalty. The problem with this is I don't think it goes far enough. Like you mentioned, Sam Darnold went on the face mask penalty that wasn't called. Yeah. We all saw it. So why not be able to throw a flag on that play since we saw it? I think that's the issue, in my opinion, with fans watching the league is we see it from our couch. How can 7 or 8 officials miss it on the field when it's blatantly obvious?
I can tell you, I want to go first to the first part of what you said. I think, and this isn't me going at you. I'm going at the ruling. What Farrell said, a bunch of horseshit $10 words that mean nothing. We've seen this already before. You remember after and I know I'm going to hit home, so hang with me. After the Rams,
I was looking for my dictionary to find the word.
After the Rams clearly decleated a receiver on the NFC Championship, clearly not called. What did the league do after that? I know, I can't talk about him. Sorry. A lot of Rams guys on here. My bad. Gilberto Ramzano, so a couple sweethearts. Everybody loves him. Oh, he does everything great. I know. I'm an idiot. Whatever. What happened after that season? They introduced replay for pass interference, and what happened as a result? They had replay. Not only did they slow the game down, but in the replays, they still got it wrong. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? It's almost like at these meetings they say, hey, excuse my language, how can we fuck up the game more than we already have? How can we make this worse for viewing people, for the viewing pleasure of the fan? It's ridiculous to me. You know how you fix it? Let's get back to offenses being creative and defenses being hard-hitting and intimidating. Let's get back to it. I think the peak of football since I've been alive was maybe 2000 to 2015. After, who won in 2015? Maybe I didn't like who won there, but around
The
that
Broncos.
age, that's
The
fine.
Broncos over
I
the
like Peyton
Panthers.
Manning. He retired.
Broncos
I
or
respect
Panthers?
it. That was peak football. Now what we've seen is let's appeal to the nerds. Let's appeal to the computer people. Let's appeal to people who have no idea what the sport is, except their favorite pop star listens or dates one of the damn players. It's a joke. What they're doing is a joke. I'm tired of it. Everybody's overpaid in it. Goodell makes $60 million doing what? I have no idea, because I don't know what he does for this league except make it worse. He probably does, deals with the devil to get the owners more money. I don't know, but I think every single time I hear these owner meetings, it always goes in the wrong direction every single time. It's just idiotic. It's stupid. I don't even waste my time on it.
Eric,
There's a lot.
That's true. That's true.
There's a lot
They did that.
digest there.
They did that. They reviewed the season after, and they still got all the pass interference calls wrong. So wrong that they got rid of the whole review. Everybody remembers that, not just me.
So my thing on this is twofold. I want the calls to be right more often than wrong.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So if replay assist helps us do that, then I want it. In terms of Goodell and the league getting too soft, which is what it sounds like you're saying. I mean, it is what it is. They're trying to grow the league. They're trying to gain more audience, not only in the United States, but around the world. And so in order to do that, they're trying to make it more palatable for the casual viewer, because they know they got us. I mean, we're going to watch, the hardcore fans are going to watch. And so they're trying to expand the reach of the game. And, there's going to be some unintended consequences when that happens. And you've been speaking to it. So I don't know what you do there.
It's just sad to me, okay? In this NFL today, am I doing another one?
No, you're good.
In the NFL today, okay? I don't know what's going on over there. Okay. But in the NFL today, for instance, Ray Lewis, Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, John Lynch, pick your name of these guys who are Hall of Famers, would have been executed and expelled from the league because their style of play is just not, I don't know if appropriate's the word or what it is, but it's just a joke. Your own Hall of Famers wouldn't survive today. Like, what are we talking? You saw what happened when Eric Weddle came back.
They would have adjusted.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
I mean, they're talented players.
Let me ask you something.
Wait. I mean, who has had to adjust the most? The guy that you love to watch play, Derwin James. He plays different.
Hold on. He plays different, supposedly, and then he tries to play different, and then what happens? Oh, no, he's playing Mahomes this week. We need him to sit down the game. What are we talking about?
Free Derwin James.
What are we talking about? Free Derwin James. Don't forget, I started the campaign. You remember, okay?
Your shirt for next week.
Oh, no, I should. Oh, I should have made one. Shit, that's a good idea. I'll do that this year if he gets suspended.
Derwin told me that one of his family.
You're welcome.
Just have it ready to go, Dan.
Great ideas. But
Derwin told me that one of his family members sent him the screenshot of Dan with the free Derwin James.
I had to sign up all week or all 2 weeks or whatever. But
Roberto wasn't happy about that.
You know why they don't want, because he's a Chiefs guy. You know why they don't want to put the mics so everybody can hear, because what's going to happen when you hear the first, hey, we need Pat to get this, hey, we need them to move the ball over here, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, how many times haven't you heard hot mics? So I think that's going to be a bad idea. It's going to be worse for them. I mean, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but
Eric, the overtime rules have changed again. The NFL moved their overtime rules from the playoffs to now the regular season. Jim was asked about it, and Jim said, I like sudden death. I don't know why we're doing this. What did you make of the new overtime rules? Don't talk.
What was the overtime rule? What was the overtime rule?
It used to be that the first team that scored won the game. Now both teams have to possess the ball at least once.
If they scored a touchdown.
If they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, if they scored a touchdown. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I'm cool with this because I like the fact that it's consistent. It's the same thing that you're doing in the regular season that you're doing in the playoffs. And each team gets a chance to touch the football. I think that's fine. I don't like the idea of cutting it down to to 10 minutes. Instead of
Yeah, I was going to
15.
ask you that.
You know, because you could have a long drive that takes almost 10 minutes, and then the other team doesn't get a chance to possess the ball. But I understand why they did it, because they want to keep those games within those TV windows. And if you go to 15, then you might start spilling over into the next TV window. But you know, I'm fine with it.
You know what I would love, low key? I've told Fral this. Just do the college rules. I think that's amazing.
Oh,
I like that.
I can't.
I like that.
yeah.
You're talking about you don't want offenses like. Let's not do more for offenses.
What are you talking about? After
college, that's what college is.
After the first overtime, you go.
I mean, if we're gonna do that, let's just have the kickers do penalty kicks and let them decide.
Yes.
Have a field goal contest.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. That would be amazing,
though.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes the game interesting. Like, you know,
all right,
how a penalty shootout
let's move on with Eric. Eric, just because we want to let him go, we don't want him to stay here too long. Eric, touchbacks will now be at the 35 instead of the 30, which is the theory that they'll discourage teams from kicking so many balls out of the end zone and lead to more returns, with the injury rates down on dynamic kickoffs.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You want more returns?
Eric!
Move the kickoff back. Move the kickoff back to where it was. You see how dumb these people are, and they're billionaires. My God. They're stupid.
I agree with you, Daniel. I think they should just move the kickers back to the 20-yard line.
Where it
because
was.
Because head coaches like Sean McVay, they don't care about giving up another 5 yards.
Oh, yeah.
They'll just, you get it from the 35. I'd rather you take it at the 35 instead of taking it all the way to the house. So guys that are conservative or guys that don't emphasize the special teams will just kick it in the end zone.
Eric, is it just me, or does it just seem like the young coaches have they have a big influence on a lot of these new rules? Because right now, when you brought it up, I remember every time I listened to Sean McVay last season, he hated the kickoff rule. Like, if it was up to him, he would have got rid of it. So it seems like they're starting to have some influence on this more than other guys, or am I just like not seeing it?
Well, I think McVay is part of the competition committee for the first time this year, so that's part of it too. And I think it makes sense for these guys to have more say, because that's the future of the league. These guys are young coaches. They're going to be around a lot longer.
Help me.
Than older coaches like your boy Jim Harbaugh.
Hey, whoa!
At the beginning,
my boy has a new heart.
I mean, you know, I love Pete and Jim, but I mean, those guys shouldn't be deciding these things. It should be the younger guys they're going to have to deal with these rules for a longer period of time.
So, Eric, your son should decide the rules of your house than you should, because he's going to be here a lot longer.
You're an asshole, bro.
My son's not going to be in the house, so you have to worry about. He'll be creating any rules. He's living in his own house.
That was a good one, though. That was a good one, Eric.
It was a good try. It was a good try.
No, it was a good ace.
What an asshole,
Eric. What did you think of the Pittsburgh Steelers proposed the new rule, which allowed teams to speak directly to free agents and schedule travel for those players during negotiating window, so teams can fly a guy in, they can talk and everything? Just what do you think about that?
I think it makes sense when you're talking about the amount of money that these guys are negotiating, that you can get some face-to-face time with the player to make sure everything is good. Bring him into the facility. You know, it's where he's going to live. You know, if we were taking a job somewhere, we'd want to go look at the facility first before we signed off on a contract to make sure we're good with it. So I just think it makes sense.
Who was the one that who was the team that, well, yeah, and especially like a guy like Milton Williams who's making a bunch of money.
They haven't changed the coaching. They haven't changed the coaching one yet, have they? About waiting till the season's over to hire and all that.
No, they're not.
They should do that. They should do that.
I'm
tired of these coordinators selling out just so they can get to their new job.
Who was the coach that said he hated negotiating through Zoom? He liked having them because he could see their facial their body language and that. I can't remember what coach it was that he didn't like negotiating like that. But all right, sorry.
Makes
I
sense.
just I got distracted. Eric, what did you think about the cameras will effectively replace on-field chain gang measurements on crucial
Finally.
plays? The league will use 6 8K cameras to track the ball's
They'll
position on
still
the
mess
field.
it up. What are we even talking about?
Yeah,
Eric, what do you think about this?
the virtual technology, UFL has been using this for a couple years now. I think it speeds the game up. They're still going to have the chain gang guys on the sideline just for the visual for the old school fans. They just don't have to get out there for the measurement, which is great.
Oh yeah.
You still just have the concern about the chain gang guys being on the sideline and getting
Yeah.
smacked, because you have seen some guys get hurt, pretty bad over the
all
years.
good.
But yeah, I think
Collateral
it's progress.
Yeah.
Do you think
It's been
I was
at
going to
least-
ask you though.
is still going to be able to use the flash card to put it down? and see if it's a
That's
first
what I'm
down?
telling you.
The
It's a
flash
$1 billion
card is-
organization.
Yeah. It's gonna be a yellow line that's gonna be across
of
your
idiots.
screen.
Go
that
ahead,
shows
Vic.
the
Sorry.
I was
breakdowns.
getting. Oh my bad. My
Vic.
bad.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I thought this was a bigger deal to me than the tush push, because we saw
Wow.
what happened with the whole Bill stuff, right? I mean, they could
yeah.
because like, hey, we've come a long way in technology, and then for some reason we already have a sensor in the ball, like that should be able to tell us whether or not that's a first down. So, and I mean,
So-
you've been covering the UFL.
Right.
Some of this stuff is already on there, right,
Yes.
Eric?
A lot of this stuff has already been used for the last couple of years, and they actually use the UFL as a testing ground for a lot of this technology that they want to, use in the league to kind of iron out the kinks and figure things out. The one thing that the virtual technology won't be involved in marking the ball, so the referees
that's what I
will
was
still
gonna
be out
ask you.
there marking it.
shit. It
So
means nothing.
you can still have the same issue,
Yeah.
but
Oh my
but
God.
now you still have the virtual technology measuring where they marked it instead of actually marking where the forward progress was.
So don't worry, Dan. Dalton Kincaid still didn't get that first down.
I know.
Yeah,
Like, you
right.
see how backwards this is? Like, what a joke.
Eric, moving along. We only got 3 more things for you, and then we'll let you go. Roger Goodell said yesterday that several players have asked about playing in the 2028 Olympics. Do you think
Mhm.
teams should allow players to participate and run the risk of injury?
Yeah, I mean, how many opportunities you get to play in the Olympics and win a gold medal? So
How many times you get
Yeah.
it? What's the number on NFL players? What are we talking about? No. It depends who it is. Charger player? No. Chiefs, everybody else? Go for it. Get them all out there. Let them all.
I
good luck
mean,
to
why
them.
not? I mean, can
I
you
think it's a
imagine
bad
like
idea.
Tyreek Hill or Bijan Robinson or Jameer Gibbs? Like,
Come on,
in-
that's a bad
the
idea.
Olympics
and you know
playing?
that. It doesn't. If they're gonna run the track, okay. What happens if he tears an ACL and boom, his season's even done before it commences? You know what I mean?
No.
Because
They're
then,
playing the flag
He's gotta
football.
play
team.
flag football, not run track.
Yeah.
He's not fast enough. to
flag
run track.
football. That's
Yeah.
even worse. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's a bad idea.
Was
That
it
is bad.
Eric, was
Mahomes
it
wants
Robert?
to, Tyreek
Was it
Hill.
Robert Edwards who tore his knee in a flag football game in the sand? Was that his name? The running back from the Patriots? I'm trying to.
Yeah, it may have been.
Robert Edwards. Let me.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever. Because I'll tell you what, if I'm one of these organizations and a player gets hurt, I wouldn't pay him. That's for sure. I don't know how that would work in the contract. That's a non-team injury. They should be punished for that. That's ridiculous. They're
They have
flag.
insurance.
They don't have enough fun on their stupid Pro Bowl flag football game. That's not enough. They need to go do the Olympics. It's a joke. Flag
Well,
football
the
to
flag
me.
football
I'm
games for
sorry.
Pro Bowl is sponsored by the league, so it's a league event.
I know it's a joke. It's a joke.
Would
Why?
you rather them go out
Nothing.
there and hit each other? What's
The
the
Pro Bowl means
likelihood
nothing.
of getting hit? Is it playing
means
actual football
nothing.
or flag football?
They should play actual football, like Sean Taylor, like God intended. It means nothing. It's not real. The Pro Bowl means
Eric, did you know that
nothing.
Dan was older than you?
Yeah, I know.
The Pro Bowl doesn't mean what it used to. That's why I just laugh at some of these fools. oh, like these teams when they tweet out, oh, our backup quarterback got selected to the Pro Bowl. Well, yeah, 4 guys said fuck off, and now this guy's all of a sudden going up there. What are we talking about?
Oh man,
He's really angry today, Eric.
I know.
Pissed. I can't. This is why I hate talking about the owners' meetings.
He's getting
They
his
always
Archie
make it
Bunker
work.
on over there.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
This is off-season Dan for you right
I
here.
can't stand it. It pisses me off because there are clear ways to make this game better, and they refuse to do it. They refuse. They're like, hey, we'll give you a little thing here, like, technology for measurements, but putting a chip in the ball and having a machine spot it. Oh, no. That makes too much sense. No, we're good. We're not going to do that.
You can't go have Coke Zero until Easter Sunday.
You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
That's probably why
What
I'm
day
so
is this?
cranked
Maybe
up.
this is part of it. What day is this, Dan?
This is like, dude, we're
You're in the 30s?
3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yeah. It might be.
Vic,
When
can
did
you
it start?
take this?
Mid-March?
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Can you take this
I got
off?
you.
I
So,
think I'm like 2 or 3 weeks in. Yeah.
Eric,
so-
we're almost done with you. I have 2 fun things for you at the end that'll get Dan's blood pressure raised
don't
again.
do it. You're
Higher
trying to
than
do
it
this
is
to me.
now.
Yeah. So the EVP of the Bengals, Kate Blackburn, came out and she's talked about the contract situation of Trey Hendrickson. She said, and I quote, "He should be happy at certain rates that maybe he doesn't think he'd be happy at. I think some of it is on him to be happy at some point. And if he's not, that's what holds it up sometimes. We have all the respect in the world for him. He's been a great player. We're happy to have him, so maybe we'll find a way to get something to work, to get some work." Then hold on, Vic.
No,
Trey was on the Pat McAfee show today, and this is how he responded to
Oh,
what
that's gonna be funny.
Miss Blackburn had to say.
Well, first off, yesterday was April Fool's, so I was traded to all 31 teams and had like 100 different contracts. So the one thing I was hoping that was an April Fool's joke was that article, but called my agent, found out it was not, and that was a little disappointing because communication has been poor over the last couple of months. That's something that I hold in high regard. They have not communicated with my agent directly. It's been something that's been a little bit frustrating, but again, this is the business of it. I'm incredibly blessed to be in the NFL.
I
Eric,
like
your
that.
thoughts on that?
But he handled it great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's negotiation. I mean, she's saying what she's wants to get out there in terms of their messaging. Basically be happy with this contract that we're giving you, and we're not going to give you any more. He probably thinks a little differently. First, guy of his stature, that's one of the best pass rushers in the league. And you look at what pass rushers are making around the league.
Oof.
Obviously, Myles Garrett and Max Crosby. This is his
Yeah.
time to cash in. So you got
Well, and he said on the show, because I heard the whole thing, he said, "I'm not looking to make top dollar or reset the market." He's like, but in the last 3 years, the last time they signed me to a contract, they said, "Hey, don't worry, we got you next time. We're gonna get everything that we can to get you that contract." Obviously, they don't got him because it's been to this point where they've taken care of the other guys. And he's like, "Look, my wife and I are not looking." Well, he said, "I'm not looking to make top dollar. I just want to be paid at least somewhere in the same neighborhood as those guys,
market
especially
value.
with me." Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So he said he's not looking to make what Miles and all those guys said are making, just get ballpark near there. So I personally think this is going to end up in a trade. I'd be very surprised if they're able to keep him, especially because you're already playing 3 players over 120.
Come
million.
to LA.
So, Eric,
No
what
elevators.
do you think? Do you think what do you think happens with him and the situation?
I think it's possible that they could move on from him, but he's a really good player. And if you do move on from him, I mean, how are you going to replace the production? And so I just think it's part of the negotiation process. And at some point, I think they'll find a number that makes sense for the player and the organization, like they did, with T. Higgins and Chase.
Go ahead.
They're going to replace his production by hoping to God they score enough points and they have the ball last. That's how they're going to replace.
Now I promise 3 things. We're down to 2. This is going to be the 3rd thing I ask you, and then 2 more, and you're out of here, Eric. I apologize. Eric, you wrote an article about the running backs coming out in the draft. What do you think about the gap between Ashton Genty and Hampton? Is there that wide of a gap? And do you feel like basically if somebody's going to want to get Genty, you're going to have to come up and beat the Raiders for him because that's basically Pete's Marshawn?
Yeah, I mean, Genty and Marshawn are different players. I mean, I think Genty's probably a better athlete than Marshawn was, to be honest. But I think Marshawn might have been a harder runner, or in terms of his ability to break tackles, more of a tone setter as a back. I do feel like you're going to have to get up to get Genty because I think he's probably the third best player in the draft. And I do feel like Pete would take him if he's available at 6, just because when I cover the Seahawks, they put emphasis on guys that could score touchdowns and guys that could take the ball away. Those were the kind of guys they were willing to pay a premium cost for. And the fact that you get Genty on a rookie contract, which means you control him for essentially 5-6 years. And they need to score points. So yeah, I think the gap between Genty and Hampton is significant when you look at their play style and the production that they had in college. I think Hampton's a good player. I think he's probably a better fit actually for what the Chargers want to do on offense in terms of their scheme and how they run. And I think Roman likes big physical backs like Hampton. So I think he makes sense, although he had a lot of success with Frank Gore in San Francisco as well, who's a smaller back. But I do feel like Genty is one of the elite players in this year's draft. And if you want him, you're going to have to go up and get him.
Were you there during the Marshawn Lynch earthquake run?
I was there for Beastquake. Yeah, that was that 7-9 team that snuck into the playoffs against the defending Super Bowl champs at that time. I mean, it was pretty crazy. I mean, the press box was shaking during that play. I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah, I bet. Damn it, I lied to you. 3 things. Sorry. Keenan Allen to the Chargers. What do you think about that?
Again, like we talked about when I was on earlier, it depends on the price. It depends on if Keenan wants to be there. I think that's important.
Don't be selfish.
And so
Did you see Jim's comment?
No, I didn't. What did Jim say?
Oh, he just basically said, "Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's it. Anything can happen. That'd be really cool." And that would be like it.
Well, does Keenan want to play? I mean, I haven't.
Yes, he does.
Heard.
Yes, he does.
You talked to him?
I did. He said, "I'm tired of that fingernail painted. Oh no, fingernail painting bastard out there in Chicago. I need to come home." I said, "Okay, come on home."
I still think role's important though. Like how are they going to use Keenan? Keenan's not going to be your number 4 receiver, obviously. So,
buddy, have you seen who's there? Number 4? Who's number 3? That's what my question. What are we talking about? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it right now. It's the off season. I'm trying to stay positive. You know,
I like it.
It's Lent.
Lent's almost. It's Lent.
You
right
just
now.
like torched the NFL for 45 minutes, and now you're going to choose.
No. That's an organization. That's this is a person. That's different.
I'm happy that you're not choosing violence, Dan.
Exactly. I'm almost done with my Coke
when
Zero drop.
And Joe Reedy get together. There's a lot of violence. That's
we choose it. We choose it all the time.
Last 2, Eric. Here's Vic. Can you take this off, please? I got a good one for you, Eric. I hope you're ready to laugh. And then one more, and then we're done. Look at this. Did you see who was at the Knicks game the other day?
Oh my! This was hilarious. You'll like this. You'll like this.
Is that Matthew McConaughey that he's sitting next to?
I don't know, but watch this.
That's a good run. The other way. Marlon Humphrey, pick 6.
I have seen that.
Oh, that's glorious, dude. That the Giants fans. Good luck, dude.
And get used to seeing that, huh?
Oh yeah.
Eric, are you ready for the last one?
Yeah,
I'm ready.
All right, Vic is ready for this. Dan, this is for you. Start, bench, and cut.
Oh, this is so easy. This is so easy. Are you kidding me? This is so easy.
Who are we starting with, Fernando?
Who do you cut?
Cocaine Dan, allegedly.
Who do you bench?
Rivers, give me the son of Odin, baby. Give me that cannon, 100%. 100%. I'm gonna tell every single Charger fan this. I am riding with Justin Herbert till the end. I don't care. Best quarterback in the franchise, best everything else. That's my God. That's who I'm going with.
Eric,
He's
what do
better
you-
than Rivers, 100%. He's better than Dan Fouts. They both had well, actually no, maybe not Rivers. Dan Fouts actually had some better players and better years, but I'm taking him over everybody.
I'm going oldest to youngest.
Oh, you're going Dan Fouts first?
Mm-hmm.
And you're cutting the son of Odin?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be blasphemous. Okay. I get it. You just want to hurt me.
I'm going with the guys that have won playoff games.
See, and there you go. There you go. Just trying to hurt me. I don't understand why. Do we have to go over this again? Like, dude, it's just, I don't know how to explain it.
We'll have plenty of time to go over this when you and your brother are buying me pizza.
Yeah. We
I
got to
owe
do that
pizza for
again.
jumping on with us.
Oh, good. Oh, I can't wait then. I can't wait. There you go.
We'll do it
No,
soon.
no, don't start that. Don't start that. He's had.
Wait. I want to hear what how Vic would rank them.
Okay, I would go Dan Fouts, and I put Stan Humphries. He actually made it to the Super Bowl.
Ooh, Humphries.
And then I do Justin Herbert, and I leave Rivers off. Yeah.
Everybody
Wow.
wants to slander me today. It's crazy. It's crazy.
What
Hey,
about
what are you talking
Fernando?
about? By the way,
I like
what are you
the Humphries
talking
poll.
about? You want to talk about winning playoff games? The guy had Marty Schottenheimer, for God's sake, as his head coach for a few years. What are we talking about? For what? It was only one?
Well, one play.
No, I
like
think
he
it
only
was-
started in one playoff with
I think it was-
Marty, and they didn't win
It was 06.
So he
because of Marlon McCree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Infamous. Then he had North
And then Nate
Turner,
Kading,
made
Yeah,
the
North.
AFC Championship.
Nate,
Yeah, so I don't know what we're talking about. He's had a little bit better. Leave the son of Odin alone. I'll defend him to the end. I don't care. You're lucky I don't have my Captain America shield handy right here.
Dan, the Super Bowl thing this year is light blue, baby blue.
Oh, I know, but Eric wants to hate and say it's the Bills or some dumbass team out there. I forgot who he said. Bills and
The
somebody
Bills,
The
else.
Commanders.
Yeah, no
The
thanks.
Commanders.
No
Those Commanders.
thanks. Dan Quinn caught lightning in the bottle. I don't know if it's going to happen again.
And
We'll see.
who switched their Super Bowl pick, and what happened to them, Dan?
Oh, Hilberto. Did we tell you that the week before, I think, or the week of the NFC Championship, he switched his pick to
wow.
Commanders. I forgot who, and both teams lost. And I was like, I just hate you so much because you try and curse the teams playing the Chiefs every single week. It drives me crazy.
And then he goes away, and what happens to the Chiefs, Dan?
Look at that. They crumble. We don't see him. Maybe we're going to have to keep him in the dungeon come playoff time. That way the Chiefs just disappear. I don't know.
Eric, he is my baby brother, so I apologize for him.
Apologize.
Eric.
I didn't do anything. We had a nice spirited talk here. It was a
We
good
had a
time.
good
Eric.
chat. Never have to
Yeah.
apologize for Daniel.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
I
we haven't.
appreciate that.
You
Eric,
should see what we're talking
get-
about off camera. That one's even. No, I'm just kidding.
we will get- Dan, show him your shirt before he leaves.
Yeah. Don't forget, I'm a journalist now.
Yes.
101.
Very
I told you
nice.
I told you my journalism story. That was pretty impressive, I think.
No,
No.
I didn't say who or what, but
I want to ask Eric before he goes. What are you
go ahead.
working on, Eric? So that way we can make sure that people go check out your work.
Yeah, I'm working on winners and losers from this year's Pro Day. So that'll be coming out tomorrow. Please check it out, foxsports.com.
shout out.
You can hit me up on Twitter, Eric_D_Williams. Excuse me, X.
what about
Oh.
plug your Insta?
EW NFL on Insta.
I like that. You should make that.
Not there as much.
You should make that your.
We're gonna get
Twitter
better at that,
handle.
Eric.
You should make that your Twitter handle. I like that
Really?
better.
EW NFL?
Yeah.
I'll see if it's available.
100%. No offense, but like the underscores, that would be harder for me. I always put Eric Williams and hope he comes up. But especially like EW, like that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pizzazz. It's sketchy. You have a lot of character. I love when you come on here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we always get into it real nice. Like, yeah, you got me
Yeah.
feeling nicey.
Thank you so much.
Didn't turn
Go
as
ahead.
red this week as last week.
No. The one of these weeks, I forgot which, you really tried to piss me off, and you succeeded, and I was pissed. I can't
I
remember
even
what
got-
it was though.
It was so good, Eric, that I even got a text from Gilbert saying, "I love when Eric's on there giving Dan a
He
hard
appears,
time."
Dan. He's like Joe Hendry.
I know. Yeah.
Daniel, you got to take your medicine, man.
Hey, I can't have Coke Zero for another 2 weeks, dude. I think so. I can't do it. I do it for my Lord and Savior. Shout out. I gotta wait.
Thank you so much, Eric. Have a
All right,
good
guys.
rest of your day.
Yeah, let
we
us
will
know when
get
we're going
together.
for pizza. Let us know.
All right, I'll hit you guys up. Take care,
Yeah.
fellas.
Thank
Take
you,
it easy.
Eric. See you later. That was Eric D. Williams. Make sure you guys hit him up.
Play his music in the outro. Oh yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
already left.
Oh well.
Well, Vic, you don't have to put that up. We have something fun for Dan.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
no.
do. That's
That
right. My
usually
bad.
turns a vessel about to explode.
Dan, I know it's been months now. You haven't heard from a certain individual. You miss him.
Oh, it's an article of his.
So let us go with a Hilberto article ranking every NFL division after free agency.
Holy God, we love to rank everything.
All
Let
right.
me rank
Number
the best.
8,
Yeah,
the
no
AFC
shit.
South.
No shit.
That's honestly, I agree with this one.
Yeah, dude. You have
It's no
Mr.
surprise that one of the
Duval.
South divisions ranked last, but it was difficult deciding between the two. AFC South took last because of the
so
unknowns
bad.
and inconsistencies in recent years. Not named the Houston Texans, so he basically went
please.
with
They're okay.
number 7, the NFC South. Wow, Tampa Bay's been pretty good the last few years, but okay.
Yeah, but
NFC South surprisingly predictable for a division that has come down to the final weeks. Tampa Bay Buccaneers haven't been good since Tom Brady retired. Well, I mean, that's like completely different. They're still in the playoffs though. Kirk Cousins turnover hindered the Falcons. Michael Penix Jr. started.
So far, he's 2 for 2.
6 AFC East, Dan, the Buffalo Bills division. Sprinkled in with the Miami Dolphins and some New York Jets.
You know that guy's on the hot seat. He's about to get shit canned if they have
And
another
the
bad year. Probably.
New England Patriots.
Can you imagine that guy as my offensive coordinator?
Let's see what's next.
That'd be nice.
The NFC West, Dan.
I'm kind of surprised, but I could see. Yeah.
Some might think this ranking is too high for the NFC West because of the San Francisco 49ers are projected to be an afterthought in 2025 after letting several notable players walk in free agency. But San Francisco could be a few impactful rookies away from competing with the Rams. Wow, that's exactly what Eric said a couple of weeks ago. Last week on the show. The 49ers offense remains loaded, even though Deebo Samuel's now with the Commanders, which I'm not a big fan of that pickup.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. The Arizona Cardinals started 6-4 last year, and Hilberto picked to make the playoffs.
Don't get me started on those morons. They cost me a bet.
Could take steps forward under Gannon. He really likes Gannon. Cardinals won't be making the playoffs unless they have a better season from Kyler Murray.
I'll tell you, they won't. So it won't happen.
The Seahawks are a boomer bust of the division. The Sam Darnold, Cooper Kupp signings could go very well, or they could find themselves on new teams in 2026. NFC East, Dan. There's a strong chance the NFC, he just like the shovel, just bang, hitting the shovel. Even with the amount of talent that the Eagles lost in free agency, they have enough depth and young playmakers to make up for the losses. Commanders made a surprise appearance in the
His
NFC
Commanders. I'm surprised he didn't put my Commanders.
Some might not be that high on Washington because of the defensive issues, but this elite offense hung 45. Yeah, but they lost Jonathan Allen. They lost some pieces.
Yeah. I don't like their offseason at all.
Yeah, I didn't like.
I might be in the minority.
Laramie Tunsil. Dan, what about Laramie Tunsil?
That'll be interesting. See what he does. Maybe he'll put his gas.
He's over the hill, man.
To focus.
There's a reason when Houston got rid of him for what they got rid of him for. I'm like, oh, there's a huge gap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Giants. I agree with that. All right. And AFC North, Dan. Wow, that used to be the toughest division.
I thought this would have been 2, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. The AFC North usually has at least one Super Bowl contender and often has the most physical teams, but this division is a bit overrated because of the Cincinnati Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh.
Both will be playoff contenders, but the Bengals did nothing to address their laundry list of defensive issues. The Steelers currently have Mason Rudolph as QB1 as they wait for Rodgers. As for the mighty Baltimore Ravens, the question for them is whether or not they make the playoffs. But rather, will this finally be the year that Lamar gets them to the Super Bowl? Maybe that's an unfair question because Lamar wasn't the one who dropped the pass on a critical 2-point conversion.
Oh my god, dude! The pass was at his knees and shins. What are we talking about? It was a bad ball.
The Cleveland Browns finally admitted Deshaun Watson trade was a huge mistake. big step moving forward. Dan, the AFC West is number 2.
I hate when they do this. Don't put
This
us anywhere.
this might be the year that the AFC West catches up to the Chiefs, who have won 9 consecutive division titles, but the Chiefs make
9. It's been 9. My God, dude.
which could happen. They re-sign Nick Bolton, Trey Smith, Hollywood Brown. There's a strong chance the AFC West will get 3 teams in the playoffs again. The Broncos could have one of the best defenses in the league with newcomer veterans Uafanga and Greenlaw if they can stay healthy. But the Broncos coach, Sean Payton, needs to find more ways to help Bo Nix through the draft. Signing tight end Evan Ingram, however, was a strong start. The Chargers still need receivers, but head coach Jim Harbaugh continues to make this team physical team after the additions of Najee Harris and Mekhi Becton. The defense could be better after a dynamic first season under Jesse Minter. Even the Las Vegas Raiders made strides thanks to the blockbuster trade that was a blockbuster trade, Dan, for Geno Smith.
I was gonna say.
But the Raiders need to focus
my God.
on the skill positions for the draft to give themselves a shot for competing with the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos in the AFC. Dan, it seems to me that Gilbert thinks higher of the Broncos than he does of your Chargers.
Good. Let that happen. The reverse always happens. I don't
The
want
NFC North is number 1. It wouldn't be a stretch to say the NFC North could be better than last year's impressive groups, which had 3 teams win at least 11 games. The Bears won fewer than 10 games.
There he is. The cheese-eating bastard has checked into the game. Yeah,
in
the
the
NFC
chat.
North is all that matters. 0 in the NFC Championship, but they're the most important.
The
guy.
Chicago Bears won 10 fewer games than the 15-2 Lions, but they took care of the offensive line in free agency to potentially become a wild card hopeful this season. The team traded for All-Pro guard Joe Tooney and Jonah Jackson with Ben Johnson, or reunite him with Ben Johnson, the former offensive coordinator of the Lions. They also spent money to acquire Drew Dahlman, the best available center in the draft. The Green Bay Packers did not chase a true number 1 wideout, but will fill their biggest needs on a talented roster by signing guard Aaron Banks and cornerback Nate Hobbs. They spent $15 million on Nate Hobbs. If Jordan Love finds consistency this season, the Packers could enter the level of the Lions, Dan, who likely won't miss a beat even with the departures of Johnson to Chicago and Glenn to New York. But Detroit, which signed DJ Reed, could use another edge rusher. Dan, there he is. Look at him.
Look at that headshot from like 20 years ago, but that's okay.
It's from 2014. Yeah.
2014. I love when we read one of his articles and just start talking shit.
We're assholes.
That's my favorite. I know, but it's the best. We have a good time doing it.
I'll tell you one thing. I would have gone AFC West just because all 4 head coaches are proven. I don't know what Ben Johnson's going to be.
No, you don't know. And
I don't know if Minnesota can replicate like JJ McCarthy. I don't know what JJ McCarthy is going to be.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I do find it intriguing that Aaron still hasn't signed with the Steelers. I still think he's holding out hope that Minnesota says, you know what? We don't trust this kid.
I'm telling you, you shouldn't rush it. You shouldn't rush it.
Yeah, let's bring in the veteran.
Yeah.
The Lions,
2 years, there's nothing wrong.
I think the Lions are going to take a small step back.
That's because
Not
you
a
hate
huge,
America.
small.
You hate a comeback dream.
I mean, they lost both
Terrible.
their coordinators. We saw what happened with the Eagles when they lost theirs. I know people said, "Oh, it's not going to be a big deal," and then
Well, and then they hire within for both.
Yeah,
they did, and they got fired.
That's what happened with the Eagles. The Eagles went.
Wait. You're talking about the Lions?
Yeah, the Lions went in-house.
I don't know.
Both.
They might have.
And that's what the Eagles did a couple of years ago, and then they fired both of them, and then they got Vic Fangio, and they got your boy Kellen Moore.
No.
So the only reason why I would have gone AFC West is one, all 4 quarterbacks are proven. Even Geno is proven. But I would have gone with all 4. I would have gone with the AFC West for the 4 coaches and the 4 quarterbacks. I just think that the NFC North, I know last year they were the darling, but the quarterbacks, it's like Jared Goff, Caleb.
Love. Yeah, Caleb.
Oh, love. Caleb over. I forgot. I
was like
Love.
Sam Darnold.
Shit, I was about to say Brett
McCarthy.
Favre.
Oh my God.
Love. And you know what? I think Love might be better than Jared Goff, to be honest.
He is.
Yeah.
I would.
He
He
is
just
better.
doesn't have the
Yes.
weapons or the system.
Well,
Well, He has a
The problem
dipshit head
is, too,
coach like LaFleur. Look at this.
But he also has a lot of things that
What a joke.
he still needs to work on. He still there's times where he just has turnovers where you're like, what are you doing, dude? Like that line, was it the line? No, the Bears game. They had already benched him. Then he comes over and he comes in
Cheese-eating bastard.
I love the
No
cheese
mercy.
eating bastard.
Yeah.
But talks to everybody.
He
but
does. He's an idea guy.
but I again, that division I think that division is going to take a step back. I would have gone AFC West, but I get the thought process of the NFC North. But I thought he was pretty spot on with all of his AFC North. I actually agree with him. I didn't think it was a top
It's overrated. It's overrated.
They're not.
AFC North.
I agree with what Dan's been saying for a while, that the Bengals are going to try and outscore you. And sometimes that doesn't work when you play a defense that is able to punch you in the mouth. And again, can you rely on both Jamar and T. Higgins? I can rely on Trey Hendrickson to give me all 17 games. I don't know if I can rely on T. Higgins to give me all 17 games. So that's kind of my thought process there. I don't think the Steelers are going to be as good, even with Aaron. The two receivers are a problem. I've said that defense is starting to get old. So I agree with him. And I do agree that both AFC and NFC South teams or divisions are very weak. But I think Michael Penix could light up that division. And then obviously we'll see what the Saints are an interesting team going into the draft, in my opinion, to see what they decide. Because could Kellen Moore bring in Shador and be like, hey, you know what? Nobody's talking about them. Nobody was talking about Atlanta going and getting Michael Penix last year. And I remember I sat back when I saw that pick, and I remember Tyler Dragon was crapping on the pick. Then I analyzed, and I'm like, Kirk Cousins is coming off a torn Achilles. Like, we don't know what he's gonna be. So that's why I kind of sat back a little bit analyzing. And I was like, you know what? It's a good. It was a good pickup. And now look at it. Now it looks like he could be headed to Cleveland, Kirk Cousins, and Michael Penix is sure to take over. So, I mean, Vic, you're next, but that's just kind of my thought process. I thought Gilbert's thing was good. I just would have flipped AFC West and NFC North, but obviously the team with the best record last year was the best teams from the divisions were the NFC North. But I feel like if we're talking about this year, going into this year,
that's the point.
I feel more confident about the AFC West.
Yeah, are we going off of last season, like going into this season, or are we going off of what we have right now? Like,
I think basically saying if nobody's
what we have right now,
then I'm with you.
Right now, I would still go AFC West.
I do like your thought process in terms of the AFC West being number one and then number two the AFC North. I mean the NFC North. I thought, if we're talking about how things ended, I would have gone with NFC North as number one. But I like your thought process in terms of, and we know this division really well. We know the Broncos, we know the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Chiefs really well. So I just want I think a couple of years ago we jumped the gun in terms of this was going to be the division that everybody was going to talk about. I think now with the four coaches and the four quarterbacks, I think we're there now this time around.
You had Andy Reid, you had Vic Fangio,
Josh
McDaniels, and Brandon Staley.
Really, there's a big difference.
Because Sean Payton wasn't there yet. No, Sean Payton got there the year after.
The year after,
and all that money. Yeah. All right, Dan. Do you have any thoughts on Hilbert?
I was going to say,
do you want to give him 3 positive things?
Oh well, I always say positive things about Hilberto, but just for the cheese-eating bastard, LaFleur was crying about the tush push. I don't think that guy's ready for another NFL season. He might be on the hot seat if he can't get any playoff movement also, but we'll see about that. I hope the Lions can take it back, but we'll see. I'm not worried about that stuff. I'm only worried about one team for now. But, I think he had it pretty accurately, honestly. I agree a little bit with flipping it, but I mean, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Who cares?
Oh, wow.
Stupid
P. Diddy is going to be featured on the next episode of South Park.
Oh, wow.
South Park. I can only imagine what they're going to do. Oh, my God.
All right, let us go real quick over to a player or a team itching for redemption in 2025. Dan, I think we all know where you're going with this.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the son of Odin. I think he's pissed off and tired of people, obviously. Last year, I thought he had a solid year. All these losers, Oh, by the way, I forgot to bring this up when Vic was talking about getting rid of Vic Fangio's defense. Eric would have loved this. Well, we got an ESPN analyst saying we should get rid of cover 2 football, so that'll probably be the next thing to go too. So anyway,
that's why. Yeah,
I forgot to bring that up with him. But yeah, I think it's going to be the son of Odin. I think Justin Herbert is tired of all the playoff talk. I think last year he had a solid year, doing it with the, Walmart greeters and the bag boys and the stock boys over there called receivers for him. No offense to anybody. Loudon was basically the only one who showed up day in and day out. Offensive line play wasn't great. Running game wasn't great. Roman made some adjustments later in the year where they played better. And then apparently, threw that game plan out the window for Houston. But, I think he's really going to hopefully take another step forward. I think adding Mike is good. It's solid. I'm not going to say it's huge because you just don't know what you're going to get with Mike in the sense of can he stay healthy, everything else. There's a lot of holes on offense. They at least addressed a little bit of the offensive line concerns, which I hope that improves the team in the run game. So I'm going to go with the son of Odin. Long story short, I'm hoping he wins his first playoff game. So,
Vic?
Yeah, and I mean, who knows? They might even win the division. I mean, I know a lot of people have them as one of those teams that are finally going to win that division. So I'm with you. Yeah,
from your lips to God's ears. Last day of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. For me, I'll give you both a team and a player. The team is the 49ers. I feel like with Kyle Shanahan, it seems like one year they're healthy and then the next year they all get hurt, right? Like it seems like it's been a pattern under the 49ers. It just feels like, hey, Kyle Shanahan's going to get everything back together again. He's going to make sure. I don't know what he's going to do with CMC, if he's going to send them to Germany again before the season and make sure that his knees or Achilles or whatever else other problem he has going on. But I know that they're going to be one of those teams that I think that I'm going to pick to make the playoffs after missing it last season. I don't know if they win that division though. The Rams are still looking pretty good, but I like them as a team for redemption. And then for player, CeeDee Lamb, a couple of years ago, we talked about a couple of the receivers. They always either get hurt or something happens and they have a bad year and they come back. And I feel like CeeDee Lamb's going to be that player, whether or not it all depends on Dak. If Dak stays healthy, he's going to have a redemption year. You're going to see a lot, especially when you're talking about fantasy football, you're going to see a lot of people drop him like in the 20s. And he's going to be one of those guys you're going to be able to get in the second round. So, that would be my pick is CeeDee Lamb as a player that's going to have a redemption season in 2025.
You said the 49ers. It's funny. I feel like the Rams are kind of the same way. Like Matthew Stafford has one solid season, then the next year it's kind of like up and down injuries. Is he going to retire? The 49ers could definitely take that division if this is what happens to the Rams this year, where injury bug, Kyron Williams fumbling, stuff like that. So no, I completely agree with you. I think I went with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I mean they ended
no redemption. Let them continue the shit
show.
No,
I'm just saying like they're like I'm not saying they're gonna have it. I'm saying they're gonna be two players that they were embarrassed. 34-0 at one point was the game, the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce looked like he didn't even want to be there. They didn't show his girlfriend, which Dan obviously was not too happy that they didn't show.
I loved it.
Dude, and one of those Vicky goes, "Why don't they show her now?" Because he had dropped the pass, and he's like, "Why don't they show her now?"
Man, people were brutal. Did you see like all the missed blocks he had and all the
Dude, I'm sorry. That they allow him to get away with murder on the field, and it's ridiculous. With so many unsportsmanlike things, so many personal fouls, like I can't stand him. I can't stand that organization. I can't stand anything about him. I'm over it. Get him the hell out of here.
I'm just waiting to see what like. My question is, like, what is like? I understand Travis wants to come back to show everybody that he's not done. The whole season he didn't look good. Like the only game that he looked decent was that Chargers game, I believe, where Derwin was
He is.
was
I hope he's gone.
suspended. And like, let me see.
Let him go on the Eras tour. Just get him the hell out of here. Go on our private
So
jet and
in
go
the
to.
Super Bowl, he had 4 catches for 39, but at one point he had 0. 4 catch. Oh, the only game was Houston. 8 catches for 117. Tampa Bay 14 catches for 100. And that was basically, I mean, he had 3 games of 84. He had 1 of 90.
He had a good game against the Raiders. I don't know if it was the first one or the
7 catches for 68. The first one, oh yeah, 10 for 90 in 1 touchdown. The only problem is that it's like hit or miss. Like they need to go find his successor now because he's getting at that point where he is basically like he can't move as effectively. So like essentially if he loses, damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. If he loses weight, he's going to lose some of that power that he has. If he doesn't lose the weight, he's going to still be really slow. Gates was able to adapt. I don't know if he's talked to Antonio Gates. I'd be interested to know if he did.
But Gates never blocked. Let's be real. Gates
No,
was
I
not a
get that, but I'm
blocker.
saying like Gates was good at, even though he didn't have his speed anymore,
Yeah.
he could find areas.
Route
And
running. Route running.
I don't think Travis does that very well. I think he knows how to find holes in like a defense, but you have to be able to like also like move and shift and do different things. And Travis sometimes kind of turns around and he's like looking and he's like, oh, okay, it's not coming to me, like whatever. So that's kind of where I'm. Is his head still in it? Is his love still in it? Like, I'm just hoping that in like August, he's not like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm over this. Like, because I remember Brian Urlacher tried to come back and he just re-retired. Like he worked out, he did everything. He was back in with the Bears. And then he's like, oh no, I'm re-retiring. Like I'm over. Like some guys do that. So, and some guys like Tony Jefferson,
I hope he
retire
disappears
for a year and a half, get their body back right, and then they come back and they play well. So
shout out to Tony.
But we'll see what happens with them. I just went with both of them. Team, obviously, I would probably go with the I want to go with the Chiefs. No. Who's a team that needs redemption? No, it is Jim Harbaugh.
The Bengals need redemption, dude.
It's Jim Harbaugh's team.
They look terrible.
Jim took a bunch of what was it? What does Rich Eisen say? He took a bunch of he took a chance. It sprinkled some hope on it.
Yeah.
In the what's it called? What's that movie? In Draft Day. He's like, he took a chance.
I need to watch that again. I usually watch it before the draft.
Yeah. He took a chance. He sprinkled some hope on it, and this was the result. So basically, that's what Jim did last year. They got a bunch of clearance sale items, and they made their team out of that. Now let's see 2 years under Harbaugh what this team is going to look like. And I'm sure Jim, and that's what Dan and I were talking about on What's Up Bolts. I'm sure his staff, himself, and general manager Joe Ortiz have watched that Houston Texans game 37,000 times. I'm sure they watched both Chiefs games 37,000 times. I can assure you they watched the first the Ravens game 37,000. Like all their losses, I bet you they watched 37,000 times to see what they could have done better, and that's what they're kind of going off of. So I'll go with the Chargers. They really need a strong 20 now, and a lot of people are doubting if they can even make the playoffs because of the way their division is stacked. But
now they have a second place.
Well, everybody's now celebrating the Broncos, and I'm kind of like, I would pump.
That's the other one,
They're very hopeful on a lot of this stuff. Like, who knows if Bo Nix is going to be able to take the next step? Who knows if that defense is going to be able to hold up? Like,
those two guys are injured.
Evan Ingram, Evan Ingram, $13 million, and his stats were kind of down last year. I would have questioned it if the Chargers would have signed him. Like, I would have been like, 12.
It's a very intriguing division. I'll say that.
Yeah. It's like every other division. They're getting held up by rubber bands and glue and all this stuff. So I completely see. I kind of think it's still the Chiefs, even though I don't like any of the moves that they've made. So, I like Trey Smith coming back, that was huge. Nick Bolton, huge. Everything else kind of like Hollywood Brown. I'm like, like they're just hit or miss. I know they're gonna get Rashee Rice back, but can he stay?
Are they though? He still has a suspension coming, Fernando. Like
Yeah.
as a
No.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Can he stay out of trouble? And remember, a lot of
there's
these,
another.
I know. Yeah,
that was the other stat. Did you guys see this? That they've had the most arrests of out of all the players.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
That's an Andy Reid. Like
that's how he
trademark.
was in Philly.
That's how he was in Philly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it was Coach JB or who said that. Like, sometimes the best players are not choir boys. Like, it is what it is.
But yeah, I like all three of our lists. Let us go real quick. Let's do some WWE. Some WWE talk for a little bit. What did you already watch Raw, Vic?
Yes, I saw most of it.
What did you think of Cody Rhodes and Cena?
I really like how Cody Rhodes came out of it. The one thing I'll tell you this about the John Cena, I think my biggest takeaway is that it's hard for me to take series as a heel, and a lot of it had to do with the way he came. It's just he has the persona to be able to be a good guy, a baby face. Yeah. And it's taking me a little bit of time, Fernando, to get there. And it's just the adjustment. The adjustment it needs to come for me. And it's just it's just a little bit tough for me to get there with him. But yeah, like I could see it. Like there's like little breadcrumbs there of it. It's just it's a little bit hard for me to take him serious as a heel. That's the only thing. But
especially when he still comes out. My bad. Especially when he still comes out in the same ring gear. That's the part that's tripping to me.
Yeah. Like my thing about him though is that he is right. There hasn't been anybody on the mic to be able to get him. Even Cody, like I told Dan when we were watching it, I'm like, Cena's comes out as authentic, off the cuff. He knows what he's gonna say. Cody seemed a little rehearsed, like, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that, like, even Roman, as the tribal chief, has struggled with Cena. In
well, you got to be able to sell it. It's the problem. You got to be able to sell it. You can't make it seem like.
I saw somebody on Twitter say The Rock in the early 2000s would have destroyed Cena on the mic. I'm like, no. The Rock back then relied on curse words, on some of this graphic stuff.
Yeah,
and Cena just does it because Cena was the doctor of like Cena wouldn't be able to do this if he wasn't the doctor of thugonomics. Because with rap, you have to be quick, you have to be able to rhyme, and you have to be able to think on your feet and freestyle. That's why Cena sometimes used to pick guys off in the crowd when he was walking by, and a guy would be like, "Hey, I want to freestyle against you." All right. And boom, he would go freestyle and he would destroy the guy. Like, didn't know anything about him, but he would still freestyle him and serve him up. So that's kind of where Cena got his mic skills, but it's just so damn true that like it's hard for anybody to go up against him. Yeah, I love the way he basically said, like, everybody says and it's what Dan's been wanting. I buried, like, everybody says I'm burying talent. I'm burying you. Like, I'm gonna destroy you at WrestleMania. I'm gonna retire. I love when he told him, "You're gonna have to go after your match. You're gonna have to go into the Mattel,
like the fans, go to the
buy a belt because you're their champion."
Yeah.
While I take this one and
but
I retire it.
In all honestly, when you think of promo guys, the best one most people will come up with is The Rock. And in my opinion, in 2013 or whenever they had their WrestleManias, he put him up every time he served him up. Like it was a joke.
Because The Rock couldn't adjust to
The Rock needs a controlled environment where I think John Cena thrives in the chaos where it doesn't matter what's going on. Like he'll be able to figure it out.
And what was it? ECW One Night Stand. Remember, he walked in and they were booing the shit out of him because they wanted Rob Van Dam to win. And they started chanting "F you, Cena," all that stuff. The crowds in during the European tour were awesome.
By the way, Vic, I don't know what you think, but like I keep telling Farrell, this needs to be a European, like, not company, but they need to do more. Like those crowds are so amazing, dude. All weekend, I couldn't get it out of my head. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. It was amazing, dude. Those crowds.
Vic, can you take
Yeah.
this off real quick?
Yeah, I got you.
I got you, dude.
I loved it. I loved it so much, dude.
Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
Hilarious, dude. Put the ones up. Tribal Chief, baby. Tribal Chief. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie.
Wait, don't
I'm
jump
more
over to don't jump over to Roman yet.
I'm more excited for that
Okay.
match than I am for John Cena Cody. I think
No, I am.
this week was the first time they've had. Yeah, no one cares. He's a sellout. This is the first time they've actually had a good promo. The past 2 weeks, the promos have been ass, in my
But
opinion.
I told
This
you
one was
why
better.
they were saving
This
it.
one was better.
They were saving it for London.
I don't want to hear excuses. You got to sell the damn thing.
I
I'm
know,
not
but
sold on it.
the aura of it. The only thing I'm waiting for.
Don't you
Vic
dare!
and Dan-
Don't you dare use words the kids use today. No.
Oh, what did I say?
Aura. No thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah,
Yes.
'cause you're a loser,
fuck.
apparently.
Jeez. Wow. Being
Tic
I
Tacs.
thought Hilberto's the one with the shovel. I was waiting. I'm still waiting for him to say, Cody, the only reason why you won that championship is because we all came out and won it for you. Like, we all distracted. Like, I'm
Dude.
waiting for that. They need to
Between
use that.
Between that and bury the crowd with Hogan. Like, I
Well,
don't
yeah.
care. I'm not talking about the extra stuff. I'm talking about they used to love Hogan and cheer him every time he came back. Now they boo the piss out of him. Like, that's
Well,
a perfect opportunity.
And that's what I mean. Like, I'm still waiting for him to mention that. Like, hey, you got, like, you only won that championship because we all came out and helped you win it. Like, you were basically the WWE's charity case last year. You were a Make-A-Wish kid, and I was granting another Make-A-Wish. Like that. Like, he needs to bury Make-A-Wish, like, to
Yeah.
really get over. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like, he's
Yeah.
still going to grant wishes and everything, but
Yeah.
bury the shit out of Make-A-Wish and be like,
Like-
Cody, last year you were my Make-A-Wish and I granted
Yeah.
your, so add another tally on to how many I've done. And I think that would really get the crowd pissed and it would really get people fired up.
I was
Going
just
back-
gonna.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead,
No,
Dan.
no.
I
I've
was
been
just-
talking too
all I-
much. I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I think one of the things, going back to why a lot of these guys kind of struggle with some of these promos and why they can't stay with Cena is one
promo
thing
period.
I would advise, and I don't know if they do this, but I would if I was any wrestler right now, like trying to make it big, is take some improv classes.
Thank
Go to
you.
Roman,
Yes.
Roman did. They had to send
Yes.
Roman to go do that in 20
Yes.
after being served up by Cena. No, before he went up against Cena, they sent him to go do classes allegedly, and then Roman came in. They he didn't do well, and then they're like, "All right, go back
Must have
out
been
there."
asleep.
But that
Must
was
have been
back in
asleep.
2018.
Yeah, because it helps you. Like, it helps you freestyle. Like when you and this is not about rapping, it's just
Yeah.
about being able to, like, hey, when someone
Off the
is
cuff.
on the mic, you can think about it right away and you can kind of pivot and be able to challenge them. And I think this is
Yeah.
where, like, that's why a lot of these guys have kind of turned into acting. I mean, look at Batista. He's taken his craft seriously and he's turned himself into a great actor.
Skinny.
Part of it has to do with that too.
No, I completely I definitely agree. The other thing is too is that I think we're kind of teasing Cody Rhodes heel turn. The way they've
Mhm.
been kind of doing it, they're kind of teasing a Cody Rhodes heel turn. And I think I think we could see
Homelander.
potentially before the year's over, Cena babyface versus heel Cody Rhodes. And
That'd be
that's what
funny.
I'd be
because
interested
he's
to
bitter
see.
because he lost. That'd be
Yeah,
funny.
like I could see him switch and do something like that. Again, I'm a little frustrated about where the hell's Dwayne. Like, we
Yeah.
still
That's
haven't
the
heard
weirdest part.
what's going on.
That's
with
the
that.
weirdest part.
So I think it's like Cena said, there, like he told People magazine, there's still a lot to come, a lot of twists
I
and
hope-
turns to come.
I hope so
So-
because it just feels like, Fernando, and I'll say this to both of you guys. It feels a little underwhelming for
Yes.
us getting ready
Yes.
for WrestleMania. I mean,
Yeah.
we're a couple weeks out.
Well, the
and-
problem is the heel turn happened at Elimination Chamber with an Elimination
Right.
Chamber to Mania is only a month and a half.
No,
And
it
then
was
Cena
Royal
didn't
Rumble.
show up.
No, wasn't it
No.
Royal Rumble?
No, it was at Elimination Chamber. And then Dan's truth, Cena didn't show up for the first 2 weeks after he
Yeah.
did it. So that's kind of hurt them.
Time wasted. Like that's what I'm
he was
talking
finishing,
about.
he was finishing a movie out in India, I think, or somewhere
I
out
wanted to
But-
say okay.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I just wanted to go back to, Vic brought up an interesting point where he said it's hard to believe him and everything of being a heel.
No.
Like I'm with you. Like I don't know if he's trying to find his path without being Doctor of Thugonomics. You know what I mean? Because like I was
I just gave him the
expecting
blueprint.
I was expecting something else, like because kind of what you've seen, you're like, this guy is
But it's
just
only
kinda
been 3
whiny and-
weeks.
Again, that's not a me issue. Like they've got to
Yeah,
sell it
true.
before WrestleMania, and they haven't
is.
sold it well, in my
2 weeks
opinion.
left.
Like it's really weird. Like sometimes you see Cena out there and he's kind of like doing his bad guy
Cena.
thing, and it's like, okay,
Mr. Cena.
but like but I
Mr.
don't
Cena
know,
to
it's
you.
just it's not believable to me because I think it's hilarious because he's still in the same ring gear, rise above hate and all that other crap, hilarious. But his promos, I'm like, there's so much like
No, this last
preferred
one was really
again-
good.
okay, besides this one, I would have preferred the tyrant they always talked about, the disgruntled employees who got fired, other things like that. I would have preferred that than a guy who's like, oh, the crowd turns on me and yada yada yada.
Yes,
and he sounds
Gaio,
like
we had football talk with Eric Williams for the
yes,
first hour
earlier
of
in the episode. Earlier in the episode, Gaio, we did have football talk.
Yeah.
We
We got the rundown here for you guys. So
Yeah,
we're at the WWE roundup now.
Exactly. And that's been my biggest problem, where it's like, dude, Cena to me is such a, not a Cena
Amazing.
guy, but here's my respect and my flowers.
We are
to
a
him, where
John Cena family.
He can, no, we're not. No, we're not. He can do.
Dan has a John
he's-
Cena shirt. I've seen him in it.
I do not. Death before that. I'll give you that. What was I?
And
going
don't forget
with?
to hit the like button, Gaio,
Yeah,
please.
Everybody smack the like button for us. Help us out.
Gaio, just real quick, we go over all the new rules in the league.
It's right there. It's right there on the. It's.
Oh yeah, my bad. It's on the
right there,
rundown.
Right
Sorry.
there. Thank
Yeah.
you. Anyway, I just haven't liked it. I haven't liked his heel turn. I thought it was going to be a little bit better.
it's
It's been
amazing. I think
underwhelming,
it's
like
great.
you said.
I can't wait to see more.
But I'm not gonna lie, he still has the draw. I'm still gonna watch, and that's the only thing. Cold Dust is the best. That's a throwback. But you know what I mean? Like this Monday, I think was a step in the right direction. Like the problem with his promos for me since he's turned heel, there's good moments. Overall messaging, I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, I just don't get it.
Never.
But again, I think the promo between the triple threat, that's been more interesting to me. So
Well, let's go over to that real quick. Obviously, CM Punk had tears of joy when they decided to sign the
main event.
contract, and he's looking for the contract. And Roman's like, it's in there, don't worry. He's like,
I
and
thought
then
it was hilarious.
Paul Heyman comes over and has a moment with him, and he tells him, "You're in the main event of WrestleMania," and he just starts tearing up. I don't think the favor. So basically, he tells him, "Favor."
I don't think he should
check.
win.
He said,
Yeah.
"Favor, check."
Oh yeah,
The favor, and then
No.
he's like, "That wasn't the favor." And then everybody's like, "What the hell?" And then Seth, it was shown after that Seth started yelling at Roman about, "See what you did? You brought him in here. Now look at this, that." And back in 2013, I believe, Paul Heyman told him the first time that you main event WrestleMania, it'll be for a championship. And the first time that you main event WrestleMania, you're gonna walk out as a champion. Part of me still believes he's gonna be injected into that
Gunther?
Jey Uso and Gunter match.
Is that
for
on
some
night
reason.
2 or is that on
I
night
think
1?
I think they're gonna make that night 2. I think they're gonna make both championships, the men's, on the second night, and they're gonna give you those other matches on day 1 because obviously Roman and CM Punk and Seth Rollins are closing the show.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks that he's gonna pin Seth, and then the favor is gonna be Paul gets him into that match and make it a triple threat, and he walks out as the world heavyweight champion. You talk about underwhelming, that Jey Uso match. They just the most interesting part was Monday Night Raw, where he busted open Jimmy and he beat up Jimmy. I still don't believe 100% that they're going to go into this match because, like, my opinion is that match should be a squash match. Like, they're just not in the same stratosphere, Gunther and Jey Uso. But it is WWE, and WWE, anything can happen. But for some reason, I just feel like they're gonna inject CM Punk into that match, and that's gonna be the favor. Because like the favor for him to leave Roman for him, like, that's not really like a big
No, it's
favor.
gonna
Like,
have to do with the title, probably.
it's gonna have to do with a title. So I'm wondering what the favor is gonna be, because Roman's not Heyman helps CM Punk to win. CM Punk gets there you go, Alex. Basically repeated what I just said.
I was saying
but
a
I
triple
just,
threat match for Paul Heyman. Winner gets Paul Heyman. That'd be funny.
because then you can include Roman's feud with CM Punk even further. Oh, you thought you could just come in here and take my cousin's championship, and then something happens between them because of it. Like, there's a lot you can
reignite the bloodline.
Yeah,
the bloodline right now, Loki is dead. Like,
well, for a little bit, yeah.
it's Roman on
But
his own, is what I'm getting at.
I just want to see. I just think that they're gonna interject Punk into that for some reason. Like, that's just my biggest, like, there's like something going off in my head saying CM Punk's gonna be thrown into that match just because it doesn't have enough juice. Like, there's just really nothing to it. Like, it's been the same thing. Gunther smashes Jey Uso the whole time, and then he smashes his brother.
Uso's
He goes into
daddy.
WrestleMania. Jey Uso goes in there. He rolls up, pins him, or some distraction happens, and Jey wins. But
I hope not.
I just think you throw a huge curveball, but now see, everybody's bitching now because everybody's bitching about, well, neither one of the Royal Rumble winners is in the main event. I'm sorry, but Jey Uso and Gunther night one at the end.
You want to talk about underwhelming? Both women matches are so underwhelming. Like, it's been dumb.
I thought the dumber one is the Charlotte.
That's no shit. That's no shit.
It's been so underwhelming. I like this.
That one's really bad.
The whole thing, Fernando and Dan, like, it just feels like the whole
they're banking
has been
on 2 matches.
Yes, and
There's
like
2 main event matches.
Yeah, and I was really excited.
And
Logan into the
Logan
Royal
and
Rumble.
AJ and Logan are gonna go, like, they're gonna go off. They're gonna have a great match.
But
it's like the other matches, you're kind of like questioning.
Oh
a
yeah,
little bit.
dude. Like
my bad, Vic. I interrupted you.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, it's just a lot of this is very underwhelming. Like, I like the and I don't know if we'll get into it, but the triple threat women's match with with Rhea and the other Bianca and
Io
and
Sky.
so like I just been so underwhelmed. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's been interference or what's going on with Triple H. Like,
did you watch the end of the match or no?
With the referee stuff or which? Yeah.
Okay.
She
See,
disqualified
that to me,
both of
like,
them.
I told Dan when they put her as the referee, I was like, I'm calling it a mile away. It's gonna end in disqualification. Then they're gonna say, well, Rhea's gonna come out and be like, well, I never lost. It was a tie. This, that, I should be in it. They're gonna have Bianca and Rhea go at it with her as the referee. They're probably not gonna add Rhea to it till the week of. And
right.
It's been bad. It's been bad.
And then what are they doing with Roxanne too? Like,
she hasn't been anywhere. Like I thought
she's over there at NXT. Like I'll be honest, I've been more interested in what's going on at NXT than I am with the main roster. Like, I don't understand what they're doing right now. And this is me coming as a casual fan, Fernando. Like, I'm not like a hardcore person. And then I've been more interested in the storylines that are coming out of NXT.
The third match that interests me besides those main 2 is when they're gonna do Dominic versus Finn versus Penta versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah, that's been exciting. Yes,
that's gonna be great cinema, and I truly believe in my heart of hearts, Dom's walking out with that Intercontinental.
It has to be. It
has
to be.
The whole thing with Dom and Penta, and he's like, like he gives him the chair, and he's like, go ahead, and then like instead he's over here trying to help Braun Breaker. Like, it's that you're right. Like, that's been probably the best one.
I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. But Dom is like such a draw. Like, Dominic has really grown into his role. It looks like he's about to take over the Judgment Day as their leader, which I think is smart. I think Dom is a huge part of what WWE is doing. Dominic is one of these guys that probably takes a lot more losses than he does wins, and it
Too
doesn't hurt him
many.
at all.
Yeah.
No, but like it doesn't hurt him.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
there's nobody that thinks, oh, like you don't think, oh, Dom lost last week and he should win this week. No, you're just like, dude, he's so good. He flips off the crowd. He does a bunch of heel stuff that really pisses him off. Yeah, exactly. Dominic is just at a point now where he could have a belt, he couldn't have a belt. Like his persona is just so good that people are like, oh, I'm gonna ride with him. And he's been masterful in his growth. And man, I remember, and I wrote that article a couple of years ago when I said people thought this kid was going to be a bust because he didn't go to NXT. He went straight to the main roster, and he was alongside his father. Ray fought Brock Lesnar, then Dominic interfered. That's how they brought him in. They were tag team champs, a bunch of different stuff. And then all of a sudden he turns on Edge or Cope, my bad, the Rated R Superstar Cope. And then he turns on his father, and then he comes out with like this douchebag persona, and everybody's like, am I going to be able to buy it? Then you just buy it, and you're like, wow, this guy really is doing something masterful. And I think Dominic is up there. I mean, he trades Rhea for Liv. Now you have Liv commenting on Rhea was commenting on one of Dominic's posts. Like now things have gotten really interesting. And but I certainly think Dom needs to walk out with that Intercontinental Championship. That's the match. Four of them, I think Dominic needs that belt, and I think you keep it on him for a while because
I agree.
Part of me thinks that Dominic is that next superstar.
Let him go on a run.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's Dom's
Let him
time.
go on a run. Let him cheat. Let him do whatever. I think what they need to really embrace is Eddie Guerrero's side.
Yeah.
As soon as he wins a championship, lie, cheat, and steal. That's what he needs to do. Start throwing the chair up, start like falling on the ground, start doing things like that. Because he says, like, oh, Eddie Guerrero's my true father.
Yeah.
Do it then.
Yeah.
Do it. Throw the chair, throw the championship, fall down to the ground, like do different things like that. And I'm serious. You're gonna get to a part where fans are just completely, and I think fans are already bought in because they boo him no matter where he's at.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't wait because I've been calling for that. Dom's needed that push, like push Dominic Mysterio. It's time. Like that would be amazing if he won the Intercontinental. What?
And he's put in the work too. Like it's not like
he wrestled in most matches last year.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say one more. Yeah, and I like this from Fitness. He says that would be cool if Rhea and Liv team up and beat up Don. Like
that's hilarious.
Yeah. And that's the other one too. Like, what are they doing with Liv Morgan? Like she's really popular, and she's not on a main on like she's gonna be a tag team. I don't understand what they're doing with the women's division.
Well, that's why. Like, I thought it was stupid she lost the title to begin with. She was so white hot. Like, what are we talking about? Have her win that and the tag team, I guess. But like, come on, dude. You're. Well, I don't want to say sidelining because I mean, obviously. You're going to watch whenever she's on the TV. I'm sure they're going to have her put up the titles at WrestleMania. But
she'll probably lose
who knows?
She'll probably lose the tag team and then have her go single and then try to see if they can do,
but even like that though, she's still relevant. Whereas now, like Rhea Ripley, I'm getting a little bit nervous about. I'm a big mommy guy, but like I don't like that. She can't be out of the title picture.
Yeah.
Like that's worrisome to me. Because now she's flirting Charlotte Flair style. And it's like, I can't stand Charlotte Flair. I think she's so overrated. Good ability, not good on the mic.
You know what? And she said in an interview this last week that if Cena beats her dad's record, she's just going to beat Cena's record.
I would stop watching WWE.
Triple H needs to really kind of step back and analyze everything because
her career is nowhere near John Cena. I'm not a John Cena guy, but no. No,
this could be a WrestleMania where last year's was just so good. You had greatness everywhere. This one, they need to be careful because they're teetering.
Like a pancake.
And that was the other thing that's kind of been frustrating too, Fernando, because you've been talking about like you had Tiffany Stratton, like her light was so hot at the time.
Dude, when she was here in San Diego, Dan and I were both there. Like it was like they were booing Bailey to cheer Tiffany Stratton, and now she's like, I just
put
don't know if I
Charlotte
can
and
beat
she
Charlotte.
like it's gone away. I'm like, what happened with Tiffany's?
Yeah,
like that's
Tiffy
why like
time.
yeah, I just
well, I
yeah.
mean,
It's bad.
some
Like,
of
if
the
she
things
loses
that
at
Dan and I
WrestleMania,
heard, some of the things that Dan and I heard at the Super Bowl,
yeah.
you are
If
kind
she-
of like, okay, yeah, you get
If
it.
she loses at I was about to say the Super Bowl. If she loses at Mania, Tiffy, like it's a joke. Why am I even gonna? That's hilarious. That's how you're not dumb. You're sub. Well, it's a
You're
joke.
mid.
Like you just wasted an up and comer for a
Yep.
vet no one really cares about.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like what
I
are we
agree.
talking about?
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. And I mean, there's other guys that they're just not pushing, and you're kind of like, okay, like this kid's about to come, or this new guy's coming in, Ray Phoenix. What are you
Mhm.
gonna do with him?
Yep.
That's why, like,
they
I
just-
still say
allegedly they just re-signed Rusev. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
what's
yeah.
gonna be the plan with him? Then there's some other guys from AEW that they're supposedly gonna cut, and WWE's looking at like, what are you gonna do with them? Then you still have guys in NXT that are waiting to come up. So, and then obviously the 3-hour SmackDown is just killing them. I've said it before. They need to add a third show, a fourth show essentially, to kind of get other guys kind of moving and going, because you need to feature everybody. So even if it's
I
an
like
hour
that
long,
Saturday. What is it called? The Saturday show?
fitness.
Would you be down for that finishing move? Or no?
Hold on. It was like a fireball, and then it was green also. What were they called?
Saturday Night Main Event.
No,
yeah,
no,
like it
no.
was like
Fitness,
the
don't
one that
lie.
Hold on. WWE shows on Saturday. There was 2 of them. They were called no.
I just think they need to be efficient with their time and their storylines.
Yeah.
I think sometimes they're just spitballing. They don't know what's going to hit and what's not. You know, they're throwing away people who the crowd cares about. Liv
Yeah.
Morgan's one, Tiffy's one, and it's like, dude, like you couldn't have brought someone else for Tiffany Stratton. Like that's I think what probably a lot of fans are frustrated by. Like Charlotte Flair's first pay-per-view back, and she's over here gonna win it all, basically. Like, what are we talking about?
I would have been more happy with Liv Morgan versus Tiffany Stratton. Like I thought that's
Way
what we were
better.
gonna get.
Or
That
Alexa
would've been-
Bliss.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's another one. Alexa's back, and we're not even doing anything with
oh
her.
yeah, like, but that's what I'm talking about. Like they're wasting these types of people. Like, what are we talking about? Like
you,
especially my whole thing is like people were like, oh well, they couldn't make Liv win either one because it's too obvious or whatever. But it's like she's the one who's white hot. We're gonna
Yep.
hold her down
Yeah.
because she's the only one who knows how to win over the fans, and these other,
Yeah. Well, and people love her. Liv right now
yeah.
is
And don't
she's
get
on
me wrong,
fire.
I love like the whole thing with Raquel, especially after what
Yeah,
she's
what
been
she went
through, like
through.
her whole story. I was
yeah.
watching that interview today about like her whole skin condition and all that, and I was just like, oh my god, like that's gotta be crazy.
Chris does a really good job with those with wrestlers. He does really good interviews with
Yeah.
them. Yeah, I didn't know he was a friend of MJ. MJ's like, oh yeah, my boy Chris. I was like, oh, you're friends? And then she's like, oh yeah, I knew him from our days in Miami. I was like, wow. You could tell Chris has a TV personality kind of guy.
Yeah.
So, all right,
I didn't know. One last thing, sorry, that you brought it up because it reminded me. But I didn't know that they set him up for that Roman question with Paul Heyman.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
at WrestleMania, he's like, yeah, they just gave me the mic. I wasn't even gonna ask a question, but they set him up. I was like, damn, that's messed up.
Yeah, they got him good. Can you take this off real quick? I
Yes,
just wanted to
I got
show
you.
a quick Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio video. You guys will get a kick out of this.
We made a pizza flavored pie. Does it actually taste like pizza? Yeah. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. That's how. We made a.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I'm
That
good
is
for
hilarious.
Dom. Good for Dom.
Yeah, for
Dan,
real. I'm tired of that prime crap all over the ring.
did you hear? Oh wait, no, hold on. Let me. Did you see what CM Punk did the other day on in London?
What do you do?
He sang to "Fat Bottom Girls" by Queen.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Some people don't. And I know a band that everybody here loves. It's not living color. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to have to use your singing voices and help me end this show with a bang. We're singing some Queen tonight.
Yeah. I'm gonna play that song tomorrow in class. Dude, like I was playing a lot of.
Punk has been better since he got
better attitude. That's what matters. Yeah, better attitude. But
no,
like,
and I mean, he's been better, like in the sense of, like in the last few, like ever since they got him with this. You don't have to put it up, Vic. Ever since this, oh my God.
He got humbled, I guess. Fitness,
yeah.
But you know, I love doing that with like in the classroom. I love playing songs that these guys have never heard of before from bands. Like I was playing some Queen and people didn't know. It was like Radio Gaga and some other ones. I was like, my God, some of them were saying they only know some of those Queen songs from commercials. I'm like, my God, you guys listen to crap nowadays. I'm like, here's your dose of reality.
It's always amazing then when you see people are like, oh yeah, like that one song from the movie. Like I remember you know, whatever it is, like someone plays a song from the 60s or the 70s,
yeah,
and they're like, oh, I didn't know about this song until I heard it. And sometimes that's the cool thing about soundtracks that you get to get. Yeah.
I don't know if there was another one. Oh, did you guys see what happened to Mick Foley?
What?
No.
Did he fall off a cellian or what?
No, he was in a car accident, and this is the car.
That's how. Oh God!
What?
Wow, he walked away without a scratch. I guess.
Update from Mick. I have no idea how I'm still walking after around after this accident. I'm in the hospital now. I'm sore from my knees to my neck, including a minor concussion. I'm like, dude, that jumping off a cell did more damage.
I know.
Than
that car crash.
This car crash.
Yeah, and it looks brutal. Yeah, my God.
Oh yeah, it looks really, really rough. That's crazy.
He
and
doesn't look as bad as I thought he would look at this point with all the punishment.
No.
There's some dudes that I've seen. I'm just like, oh.
Well, wait till you have to see him walk around. I'm sure that's
no, I know, but yeah, true.
That's kind of the thing. Dan, did you see what happened in the Detroit Pistons Timberwolves game?
Oh, I saw that one live.
Well, who cares? I don't care about basketball.
No, you will hear.
Yeah, probably the best thing.
All right. Now, oh wow, it broke out. Oh, that really broke out. I wonder,
were they in the Garden, Vic?
No. Who was this? Oh no,
my bad. Were they in
the Palace? No, they were in Minnesota. Is it still the Target Center? I forget because
I wonder what
these
the beef
arenas
was about.
keep changing names.
Wow, they really
the white boy.
Dude, that looks like what's it called? Like a WWE thing where they bring the security guards and they can't get it separated.
A bunch of guys got suspended for it.
That's crazy.
White boys mixing it in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's a dude down at the bottom there with like a bald spot. It kind of reminded me of what was his name? It wasn't Dunleavy. What was his name? The coach of the Knicks at the time when there was that big fight between the Bulls and the Knicks.
Yeah, no idea.
I remember.
That's crazy.
Sticking with the NBA. Look, I'm getting tired of people asking about what would happen if so and so played against so and so. My man Shaq is getting tired of it too. He was asked what would happen if Nikola Jokic faced Shaquille O'Neal.
2025 Jokic, what happens?
Slavian chicken, wherever he's from. Slovenian chicken.
Really? You tear him up?
Yeah.
Look at his face.
Yeah.
What's your stat line? His stat line?
He's offended.
I'm
Serbia,
40.
by the way.
I'm getting 40, and they're going to have to double me. And he probably going to pick and pop and take me all that, but he probably won't be in the game while, because after he shoot the three, I'm running right to the middle lane, and the whole arena going to yell 3 seconds, and we'll see.
I wish Charles would have been there if
I love that
one. Yeah.
I love that, dude. Like,
I mean, look,
Jay.
Shout out, Jay.
Shaq, I mean, people forget how dominant he was
during
that era.
Nobody can stop him.
Yeah, I think it's so embarrassing too. Like, it's the same thing when we talk about NFL players. Like, Shaq played when men played the sport. These are all boys and kids. Like,
you imagine?
let's be
Like,
real. Those guys wouldn't survive.
Let's be honest too about one thing. I don't think the San Antonio Spurs are the San Antonio Spurs if Shaq and Kobe would have stayed together.
Oh no, no.
That Shaq and
no.
Kobe combo, because remember,
No.
Kobe was super young. He
Yeah.
still hadn't hit his prime.
Yeah.
If Kobe would have been allowed to hit his prime and Shaq ages gracefully, the thing is, Shaq didn't take care of his body.
Yeah, big man didn't
That
work.
pissed
Yeah.
off Kobe. Shaq said some things about Kobe. Kobe said some shit about Shaq. Like,
Yeah.
it all just unraveled. But if they stayed together, man, they would have. They would have been
2004. That
both-
Pistons series.
Yeah.
I don't
that
know
the
how they lost
Celtics.
that.
Yeah.
It ended everything. But we got stopped watching two different dynasties by stupidity.
Yeah,
because
beefs.
we saw when Michael Jordan retired or was forced to retire, allegedly, whatever you want to call it, they would have won 8 championships in a row. Like
Yeah,
that,
they were what LeBron and
nobody-
Wade dreamed of in Miami.
nobody's stopping that. And then if Shaq and Kobe stayed together, nobody's stopping that either. So it's just disappointing. I mean, I'm glad Shaq got to go and win a championship with D Wade. That was awesome. And then I loved when Kobe won his 5th. They asked him, "How does it feel?" He's like, "One more than Shaq."
Yeah,
and you're just like, "This is amazing." So yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome. Dan, you are a Colorado guy, so we got to ask you.
They're phoning in.
What did you think about Coach Prime signing a new contract?
I think it's smart. I think it's smart for the
5
school.
years, $54 million.
I think it's smart for the school because I mean,
Haters
let's be
are in
real.
shambles.
Let's be real. People are
What'd you
gonna
say?
want to go.
It says
Probably one of
there,
the comments.
haters are in shambles.
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah.
the comment there.
Yeah.
That
Like
was
I'm
Dan's
sure it's
burner.
great for the school because I mean people are gonna want to go just because he's there. They think the team's gonna finally turn around, turn a corner, and things like that. You know, so I think in the sense of that, it's perfect for the school, perfect for Dion because I'm sure he has a blank check to do whatever he wants. But yeah, I mean it's a good move. I mean it is what it is. Whether you like his kind of outlandish things or not, separate discussion. But I mean it's smart for the school. It's going to bring in money, so smart on their part, I guess.
This is gonna sound crazy, but it still feels underpaid just because of all the money.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I
Right?
know.
Like,
yeah.
it should like
But you know what it is?
He brings that in 1 year. The 54 million. Yeah.
But you
Well,
know
look how
what it
many
is,
times they
though?
were on national TV last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Exactly.
But you know what it is? Like, look at the records. They haven't won a bowl game. Like, they have struggled while they're there.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like, I'm sure. Well, I don't know how it would work actually, but I'm
I
sure
still
he'd
don't
rather
think he's
have most
gonna-
of it go to NIL or something else. So
I still, for the life of me, part of me thinks wherever Shador gets drafted, that head coach is going to be fired within a year, and they're going to call him.
that's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. I just feel like he's going to be like the only person that can coach my son is me.
Yeah.
And
No, I'll say
he tags
this.
himself in.
I don't know if we'll get to burial of the week, but the one guy you don't hear bitching about the transfer portal or the
Oh, yeah.
or the NIL is Deion
No,
Sanders.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and there's a reason why that is, and shout out to him because he's been able to like he's been able to work around it, and he knows what it is. Like that's why he works there.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with that. So I just I don't know. I wonder if he's gonna do it. Like,
Well, you
would
have
he
to
go
look
to
at the
NFL?
contract. If there's an out, if there's no out, then he's gonna have to do it. He's not gonna go to the NFL. Plus, I'm telling you, I don't know if he'd do well in the NFL just because he even said it. Like they practice differently. Well, I guess who knows? We'll see if
I'm
the
interested to
college
see what
does
they're
that
gonna.
too.
I'm interested to see what they're gonna look now without Shador.
Oh yeah.
We'll
By the way,
see.
my laptop's about to die. Just FYI. So
I'll say
Okay,
this
we'll
will be
get
the
you-
last thing on this is like at least he's not Lincoln Riley. I mean, Lincoln Riley
that
gets all
guy's
this
a
praise.
bum.
Yeah.
That guy's
Yeah.
a bum. I can't believe it, dude. 100 million, private home, private jet. What a freaking joke.
Last two. Would you guys play this this sport? Or would you guys do the cornhole?
No, because I'm not an idiot.
Unless we made some kind of bet or something.
Not
and we're like,
not even for money.
Little Daniel would bet Daniel this.
No, I'll just throw it at his head. I don't have to play the stupid game. Yeah, no, that is just weird. That's weird to me. These people have nothing to do. They're trying to go viral. Just weird.
something we see on the Ocho.
Would you rather play this then?
If you miss the shot, you get shot. If you make it, everyone else does.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I saw that video. I saw that video. Yeah, exactly. That's hilarious. So weird. I don't know what.
I want to see somebody make it.
I don't know what.
Oh, he accidentally pressed the button.
I don't know what these people
look
get
at
up
this
to.
little guy.
How about just read a book? Is that so hard for everybody to understand? Go watch a documentary about some culture or
And
something.
you know what's funny?
My
They're all
God.
white people. That's the funniest part.
Well, there you go. I don't know what you're trying to bring
Got
that
too
up
much
for.
time on their hands.
Clearly.
By the way, Vic, you haven't congratulated Dan.
Congratulations, Dan.
His Padres are 7-0.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I don't care. I don't care.
What did I say, Fernando? People were shocked that I said the Padres are going to be good this season.
Dan,
it means nothing.
Dan,
It
listen to
means
Jackson
nothing.
Merrill.
Yeah, I think it more means a lot to us. You know, I'm here for everybody that's in this clubhouse. That's why I took this deal with the team. You know, I want to be here forever. This is my spot.
I
This
wouldn't
is my
have signed
people.
that deal.
Dude,
If I was,
okay, so I got hated on in our group chat because I said I wouldn't assign that deal.
if I'm him,
I said the
wouldn't
same
have done-
thing. I said the
Yeah.
same thing.
Agent, like Boris would never have allowed him to sign
No,
that
this
deal.
is like the Acuna one.
That's a
for the
Scotty
team,
deal.
It's great.
But what happens if he gets 35 home runs this year and he's a Gold Glove winner? Or no, he
Yeah,
can't be a
like-
Gold Glove, can he? No,
Who
he
Yeah,
can't.
cares?
you can. A center fielder,
So,
yeah.
Like, what's gonna happen there? He's gonna want a new deal. Like, I don't know. I just think this deal is only gonna last a year, like 2 years, and then he's gonna be like, "Hey,
You can. You're stuck with it.
that
It's a
deal be
guarantee.
nice. I've
If I was
35,
him,
40 home
I would have
runs.
done like a 5-year deal to get rid of your arbitration years, which is what happens in baseball. But I don't get it. Like
I said
No,
it
I
was like
agree.
a Scotty Pippen deal, and the
Yes.
group chat was shitting
Yeah,
on me.
that's a
They
good
were
one.
like-
That's a good one.
They were like, "Your
Yeah.
sport starts in August, champ," and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair."
Yeah.
All right. We will get to Burial of the Week next week. I apologize, Vic. You're always really prepared for it. So next
Nah,
week
that's
it'll be
cool.
Vic's what's it called?
Burial time.
Burial of the Week. You can
No,
do
no
all
worries.
all three of
We're
ours.
good. Yep. We're good.
So, pound the like button, comment,
Yes.
subscribe. Be a compa.
Hold on. I gotta. Next week we'll be back on Tuesday, not Wednesday. We will be back Tuesday at around 3:30. Right around 3:30. Just hit the notification button to know when we're gonna come back. I don't know yet who we're gonna get next week as a guest. Hopefully we're able to find somebody. I appreciate Eric for jumping in last minute and being our guy. And Eric's like, anytime I get to jump on and talk shit with Daniel, I'm all for it. So
We have a good time.
but I definitely appreciate everybody for jumping on. Again, we will be back next Tuesday, not Wednesday. Next Tuesday, we'll be back. Hopefully we'll be able to find a guest, and we will continue to rock as we move closer to WrestleMania, as we move closer to the draft. We're still ironing out the draft plans. Dan's going to be out of town, and I will be at the Chargers facility, so I don't
We'll
know
figure it
how
out.
we're going to
No
do
problem solve
everything.
it. No problem solve
I'll
it.
go live by
So,
myself, guys. It's okay.
There you go. I mean, we'll jump on whenever we can. I mean, the Chargers don't pick until 20 something anyway.
I'll jump on around there. 'Cause every single guy will be like, "Oh,
But again, thank you guys to everybody. We'll have a more clear view probably next week about what the draft is going to look like. But again, thank you guys so much for jumping on with us. You guys are the best. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Dan, why don't you get us? Hold on.
Be a compa.
Hold on, Dan. Why don't you get us out of here?
Can I do it now? Like you cut me off three times.
Yes.
Be a compa. Oh, I know what you're looking for. Some sound. Okay, who cares? Boo hoo. Be a compa. Tell a compa. Bitch.
What?
John Cena's The Rock's bitch.